Stop making your music. I didn't say that it was okay. Actually, no, it's alright. You're cute. Acceptable. Acceptable. Just like real life, when the cops pull over a hot woman. She knows what to do. She wants to escape. Acting cute is top of that list. Hey there, Kia. We are gonna do some more weather and waves. I'm gonna weather her waves. I'm going to weather through this situation of playing this fucking game where I continuously suffer. By the way, I have turned on the software that forces my computer to not kill itself if overheated. So do not worry. That won't happen like it did twice last week. Fuck. But I will endeavor my best. I watched something. I saw something yesterday that I just need to mention. It's on my fucking mind. I need to mention it. There was like, I think some EU group or something, just like a suggestion thing, released a quote-unquote Earth flag. It was like a little video of these people holding this stupid semi-transparent flag of like white background, single blue dot in the center, like looked like Japanese flag, but just without the red. And all I could think is, man, I fucking hate flags from like, you know, those corporate fucking focus group motherfuckers. Holy shit. If Earth ever reaches the point of having like a united form of like, you know, like in like fucking UNSC, like fucking Halo, or like some sort of system of any single like unified military force, government force, whatever you want to call it, globalist, Rosantius bullshit, anything like that, I'm telling you right now, they're gonna pull out the worst fucking flag you've ever seen. And a white fucking, like a goddamn white background with a blue circle is the type of shit I expect to see from those losers. There are so many people on this earth who look at like a cool medieval flag of a dragon, like a fucking crazy ass colorful dragon grabbing onto like some snake and ripping it apart, and like a goddamn like fucking chivalrous knight in the background going to stab the moon or some bullshit. I'm gonna say, oh, it's not balanced. Oh, it sends the wrong message. Oh, it's not culturally appropriate to represent all of humanity. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Get the hell out of here. Fuck you. Oh my god. Fuck you. I hate shitty flags with a passion. I stand by. This is probably, okay, I am not a big believer in like, you know, taking away freedoms. But if it had to be done, and if one like, you know, random monarchy, one random family, one authoritarian for the first kind of like couple of decades of a united Earth situation, if it happened, took over and forced the fucking like, you know, human planetary imagery to be like something awesome, like the double-headed eagle of the Imperium or some shit, I'd be like, you know what, 10 out of 10, thank you. You sacrificed everything so we could have something cool, instead of some bland corpo slop as the fucking flag, because everyone's sitting there going, oh, we need to balance out everyone, to make sure that everyone feels involved, like fucking Earth has become some sort of bullshit fucking participation award trophy where everyone's like, we have to balance it out so every country feels that they're represented, and we won't want to send a wrong message to alien. Fuck you. Make the goddamn flag a picture of an alien head with a bullet in it like the Halo symbol. Fuck. Sorry, I got over it. I just wanted to talk about that. What have you guys been doing? Oh, you used your Prime. Hooray! Yeah, fuck that Prime. Thank you. I hope I didn't miss it after all. I hope you feel better since that YouTube post. Ah, yes. It was a bit shitty, honestly. The first, this week. I really expected, like at the start of the week usually, like around Monday-ish, I tend to do a whole bunch of recordings, and then work on those recordings during the week, and usually I finish them off. And I mostly did, but man, it was not really in my best work. I was expecting to be ready to go by yesterday for like more work, more recordings, but no, I still had heaps to do. Lots of things were rough. Yeah, I really have been delayed a little bit in my own sense, as I try to get about 30 seconds done of my videos every day. Hey Arctic, oh yeah, Arctic, I saw that video thing you sent, because Arctic sent me just before when I woke up, after I finished my shit. I saw apparently some other small YouTube React channel had reacted again to my video, so I think this is put me at like more 4-5 5? I'm not sure. 6, 7? You're gonna play more WuWa? I'm going to attempt to play more WuWa. I might get angry. Isn't Hungary or Turkey's flag a dragon? I fucking hope so. Isn't Turkey's flag just like wait, man, I don't remember. But that would be cool. Estonia has a W flag. What do you mean, Hungary? Congrats on the reacts, man. Yeah. Well, I mean, like, it's just something to say. I know why it's happening. It's not that I'm becoming suddenly more popular. It's Yojo Senki Season 2 is literally weeks away. We are entering Yojo Senki weeks of realm, and there are a few React channels and people who are interested in the Yojo Senki who are probably going through and looking at that and maybe making suggestions to random small React channels. You know, most of the React channels, for example, that I've seen are like within the between 5,000 to 10,000 subscriber range, and you know, they're like the kind of channels that like their entire bread and butter is X-type person reacts to Y-type thing, like Doctor reacts to cells at work, Hitman reacts, actual assassin reacts to Hitman, that kind of shit. I haven't watched the video, but I said it in my post. If any of you caught my post, well, you did. Fuck, you said so. The way that I approach reacts personally from the perspective of a person who would watch a react is I would probably only really be interested in someone who like either had some interesting perspective, and this is specifically for my own videos, or someone who was like someone whose opinion I already was interested in for other reasons, you know, like someone like, you know, like how the fuck would like Penguin Zero react to my fucking videos besides being like, what the fuck is this hooey tooey? What the hell is this shit? It's got my asshole bunched up like there's no tomorrow. Something like that. That's what he'd probably say. But when it comes to YouTube, as a YouTuber type thing, the two things that I prefer are the fact it's time. It's all about time, because let's say when in YouTube, it's quite well known that once about a week has passed, outside of very specific events, the algorithm just like spits out for luckiness. Your video will probably not be watched anymore by most people. It might end up in the regurgitation of the feed, but generally the major viewing parts of it are over. Essentially, your organic growth ends after about a week. And you know, at the lowest, probably around 2 days. And I would probably say I'd love to, if there was a React channel, like a list of things I'd rather they had a React. I'd rather they reacted after a day or two, but I don't really hate them. I know a lot of people do hate React channels. I don't hate them. I understand what they're doing for themselves, and I understand the value that they can provide. Really. But specifically in my sense, it's like, if I'm as lucky enough to have, like, I don't know, there's a bunch of big React channels out there, like fucking God, who are they? There's like, I said Penguin Zero, but he's not really a React channel. He's like a commentary channel. I don't know, but like not the traditional ones you see where it's just like 20. Like, for example, the recent one I had where a guy reacted to my video. It was like I had a look at his channel. And every single video was just a picture of his face with different expression and some video in the background. Reacts to, that kind of like endless. Oh, Asmongold, that's a good one, actually. That's right, Asmongold. Asmongold, he's a big React channel. He reacts to stuff. So if someone like him was to react to it, even if it wasn't like a video on YouTube, but like a stream react or something like that, you can inevitably, you would see a push towards your video. And you might say, oh, but Asmongold's video, for example, might get, I don't know, 1 million views or something like that. And you're like, well, that's 1 million views. It could have been on you. The truth of the matter is, especially as a small channel, that billion people aren't watching for me. They're watching for Asmongold. They're not watching. A lot of those people, while they might have enjoyed my video had they come across it, a lot of those people wouldn't have clicked on it or cared if it wasn't for the fact that they cared about Asmongold. And that's just how it is. Waiting for the Pingu reaction. What the fuck is Pingu? What? You mean the... gonna be for real? I only go and watch YouTubers when their videos are already old and only watch a few seconds. I watched the And with only the view, I only watch a second of the most. You and 3 other YouTubers. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Like, it's good to be that for a bunch of people. Like, and I know I had some people like that. Like, obviously, my recent videos haven't gone crazy well, but I think the fact that they got anywhere at all proves that I do have a following somewhere among the stars. But yes, react videos, I'm pretty happy with them. That said, a perfect reaction video to me is the videos where it's like, if the video is like 20 minutes and then the reaction video is like fucking 40 minutes, I'm like, all right, that was pretty good then. It must have been pretty good. Like, cause, and depending on how they interact with the content, obviously, but the point being, add more than you take, or at the very least, discuss is really nice. I'm not gonna say it's a hard rule for me, you know, like I can't control how other people think and how whatever people do. Some people just like watching someone watch something that they watched and like occasionally chuckle and go like, yeah, this was the best react ever. Some people are just like that. Humans are like that. We can't, you know, can't blame them. Like I said in my post, reactions are being like some powerful thing that could push your channel to the next degree. Like I said, with someone big like Asmongold or Penguin Zero or something watching one of my videos, does lead to this kind of trend, which really is pretty cringe, of smaller creators or just YouTube content creators in general chasing down those people. That'd be the equivalent of me like, I don't know, going into people's DMs and sending my videos to them and saying, hey, watch this, or maybe like even offering money, if that could be cringe, or like, I don't know, going into their subreddits or something and like forcing the video down their throats, try and do that. And while I get those things, I just can't bring myself to do it. Like, I'll post on Reddit, but almost always I'll post on Reddit, like, and I fucking hate Reddit, but I'll post on Reddit in like the Discord, the subreddit for the show or the game I'm talking about, and I'll always follow the rules. I'll post once and I'll leave. And I try to avoid, because like, and I know there's always gonna be people who hate stuff, sure, but I could never bring myself to go to like YouTuber subreddits or find some way to try and send it to them, or try and slip it in there, or force people to watch it, or go into their fucking Twitch streams and start spamming or something. I couldn't do that. Like, I could not, like, I do not lack the lack of shame that some people do to have to go all that way. The stupid Bedrock Minecraft edition is going to make me burst a blood vessel. I really hate the fact that I used to have, there was like, I got an offer for like Minecraft Bedrock edition for free. I've got Java, but I didn't know what I was buying at the time, so I was a fucking idiot. But like, I got an option to get it for free, and I think I got it for, I think it was something, and then like I just forgot and never got it. For me, I enjoy watching Danny Montana because his stupid reactions make me laugh. He's a react channel. There are some, because like, that's I think the biggest aim of a react channel, and we're just talking shit right now about react channels, but like, the react channel needs to add more than it takes away. I think like, for example, a react channel that is like I said, doubles the length of a video, or is funny in the way they do, or have some perspective that is interesting. Like, I memed on it before by saying, Doctor reacts to cells at work, but unironically, there is a temptation there. There's like a, what is it gonna say to all these cute anime girls? There's like there's the fish out of water part, that is like, you know, this person probably doesn't watch a lot of anime. There's also this guy, like, how far did the anime go with like depicting this thing? How is he gonna react to these silly things? You know, you see it. Sometimes I watch react compilations. Those are fun. Yeah, like, and there are those who react to TV shows, or like, they'll say like, they'll have like they won't show the show because obviously that would be copyright, but they'll be like, show like clips of their reacting or something, and then like at the end they'll give a summary of their thoughts or something, as though like the camera's pointing at them and stuff. I tend to not watch a crazy amount of reacts. I just know of them. Like, the most I've seen, and like I said, I've watched Cells at Work Type 1, I've watched like some that are reacting to drama videos or something like that. You know, drama videos, bread and butter for everyone. But I can't bring myself to do it. And that's another line that I can't bring myself to cross. Drama farming. Another thing, like, as I've said in the past, you can make a lot of amazing videos and get a lot of views out of doing certain drama and stuff. For example, if I was to, like, I don't know, start some shit with like a VTuber or something, get myself pulled into somehow adjacent into like, you know, drama by like, you know, saying incendiary things or like being vocal about my beliefs or whatever. And, you know, that would grab about like, you know, for example, like some drama, like, I don't know, X kissed Y, oh my God. And I just say, X is a fucking slut. Fuck him. Also, Y did nothing wrong. You know, something like that, really loud. And just like, obviously incendiary, obviously pull yourself into drama or whatever. But I can't bring myself to do it unless I actually feel those ways or I want to talk about it. That's why I tend to talk about most drama type stuff that I come across on stream. Because at the very least, while you might be able to clip me out of context and say, oh my God, detective just said this. Women really don't deserve rights. And honestly, I'm sickened by the fact that we allow them to vote. Yeah, I just waited there for specifically for the Clippers, but if there ever was one. But the point being is, rather, you know, context will pull you together. Your Tanya video just came up on my feed, bro. You know what? I think it's not just because of the reaction videos, but it's because of the newest, it's because of the newest, the new season's coming out, man. People are excited. Everyone's searching Tanya up again, so like the big Tanya videos are probably being pushed in the algorithm more. That's what my expectation is. Once Tanya's come out, I'll probably get a small boost, even more so than I'm already getting. I doubt that I'll have a second wind of like 100,000 or 1 million views or something like that. That'd be great. I'd love it, but I doubt it. My video is pretty well done for the purposes of like if you haven't seen season 1 and or I think it holds together pretty nicely even if season 2 is finished. I think there's going to be more videos about Tanya coming out, but hopefully mine stays at the top of that algorithm. I'm pretty happy with that. Like, you know, I'm not going to shoot anyone or suck off anyone at YouTube to keep that up there, but I'm pretty happy. It's my best performing video on a long-term basis, obviously, you know. Some people who are terrible at reacts are the SS Sniper Wolf, my little sister. Used to watch her and caught her watching it, and the kid you not, the whole video she played, and after I played, the woman just went, wow, that was so cool, guys, and then just the next video played. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, dude, what do you mean for? I'm already getting rage bait. That's my next thing. If I can't drama, I'm rage baiting. But the truth is, it's like that's what reacts are, man. Like, especially so there again. I just said with like the doctor and stuff. Well, let's fucking be honest here. Some reacts are big titty girl reacts to something, and occasionally it moves. Like you're watching a thing you like, but you're also looking at a big girl with big titties. Like it's just how it is. And sometimes, you know, it's just that it's it. And who are we to disagree? Some people will click on videos because, you know, VTuber reacts or something like that. Some people click on this because of just like the fact it's a fucking sock. Like it's just it'd be how it be. So I don't begrudge that. Even if I do think, damn, if I had titties, the things that I could do, the things I could do. Men will literally play WuWa instead of going to therapy. Very true. Very true. I mean, why would you go to therapy when you could go to WuWa? Look at her. Look at her. Like, what were you going to say? You're going to say, oh, well, oh, God, guys, oh, I'm so sad. Oh, just, bro, you have two choices before you. You go to war, or you go to the gacha games, and you look at this cute girl with her collarbone kind of sticking out, going like, damn, 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 and leave it at that. Okay, but if you started a React channel, I'd watch a detective. Well, this entire video is... Well, actually, no. I mean, I'm reacting to fucking Weathering Waves' awful storyline. How's that? How's that for a React channel? I do appreciate that you would react to that, but I just can't bring myself to make a React channel. I think that... Would I react to things on YouTube? On Twitch. I think I might. For example, if I was big enough that people cared... Because, like, the reality is, if you're a React channel, I think, to be honest, I think you're never going to really take off unless you're big in, like, another way. It's like, Asmongold was, like, a big streamer of other things as well. That's why he's a big React channel as well. Same with Penguin's Air. He does a bunch of stuff, and people want to see him react to stuff because they know who he is. If I was someone big enough, I'd do reacts on probably Twitch. Like, and that would be the equivalent of, like, I don't know, watch, like, some video on something, and I'd hopefully give more than I took out. But hey, no one's gonna watch that for like fucking sock channel. It's like, oh my god, some person I don't even give a fuck about is reacting to this other video that I kind of know of or care about. Like, it doesn't, in my brain, it doesn't feel like anyone would give a fuck, to be honest. Even if I'd get you, Kuya. Skeleton Shecky, I'd love to talk to too much of the length of the video. would say I talk too much regardless of the length of the video. See, that's the thing though. As much as a like, you know, the people would make fun of you, like, oh my god, you just watch the video, don't pause the show. I'm like, the truth is, pause the fucking video, bro. If I just wanted to watch the video, I'd watch the video. If I'm watching a react video of someone reacting to something else, I want to see their fucking reaction, and beyond like, huh, funny. That was funny, guys. Hee hee. Tickles my funny bone. Like, okay, even that's kind of funny actually. But no, I want to see more. I'd want to see their reaction and like discussion of whatever they're dealing with in whatever way or shape or form. I think that's the essence of an ideal React channel, because in the end, I know people argue about the content theft and all that, but that really only comes into it once you become a big enough channel that like content theft becomes something to talk about. And like I said, at that point, it's probably fine if your React channel to just like, in terms of etiquette, to just leave it for like either a week or, you know, a few days or something. Let it play out itself, you know. Maybe I should make a reaction channel, petition for Q's channel. Hey, go for it. Fucking go for it. I always say this, and I'll say this to everyone else who's listening right now, and whoever may listen on the VODs, however fucking many people even make it to this point in the video, but after realizing, wait a minute, this video isn't really cool and sucking off Weathering Waves, fuck you. Like, the truth is this. If you want to be a YouTuber, make a fucking YouTube channel. Make a fucking YouTube channel. Like, I say this right fucking now. You are... Okay, I know, like, and I don't want to make anyone feel bad or, like, rush and go, oh, it's too late, bro. Fuck, you know, like, fucking be goddamn Caesar crying at Alexander the Great statue just saying, brother, I haven't conquered most of the known world by the time I was, like, fucking 30. No! Like, you know, fucking Caesar right there. Like, the truth of the matter is, you should start it the moment, like, as I say, you know, the best time to start something was yesterday. The second best time is right fucking now. You start it now. And you do whatever you want to try and achieve those things within your own ethical framework of what you're prepared to do. But I say that you should start and do some things. Like, YouTube is already turning into a hellscape with AI, bots, terrible enforcement, like the blind shotgun approach to copyright and all that thing. It's already a shitbox of a time to try and achieve this right now. But I'm gonna throw this out there. It might be the last fucking time to achieve the kind of stuff I would want to achieve. It might be the last fucking time, because we're reaching a point where AI can take a video like what I do, like a big old fucking months on end working on this long ass fucking TISM video where I just go crazy. AI can, like, alright, even putting aside workflow adjustments of, like, you know, fucking, oh, AI, I want you to get me this, and build me, like, this asset, or whatever, or that. Aside from that, there are people out there who just, like, basically just chunk it together and just throw an AI voice over it, and they'll do that in, like, a week. It is what it is. And while those channels and videos are slop, in a lot of ways, they're slop that people watch. How many times have you seen a YouTube AI video, like on YouTube, a big AI video come up of like, AI video talks about ancient Rome, and then it's just like this really slightly monotone thing just going, you see, in ancient Rome, there was many problems, and then there was lead in the water ducts, and it was very difficult. And just like they have some animated bullshit in the background that's clearly AI generated. It's kind of dull, but it fucking sells. If by the term. And the truth is, the actual human creator was already on the down low of the individual, on the basis of, like, there was now literal corporations building these things, or content farms as they were. But with AI, one man is now a content farm. And the truth is, they can pump out a lot more than you. It's why I say put more focus on your personality more than anything. Because, let's be honest, why the fuck, like, it gets to a point where it's like, that's going to be your only pulling thing. And it's why I say you should do those things now, if you wanted to. Because I wonder how the future would look like with AI. Because no matter how good AI becomes, people, the big channels are out there already. The Asmongols, the Penguin Zeros, the the Soviet Wombats, all those things. They are big enough already, and they already have a following of people, and they're large enough in those algorithmic systems where they won't get thrown off or thrown away out of like nothing, you know. So, but who knows in the future about like being a small channel trying to come up, you know. Personally, but detective, I don't have tits. That's true. That's true. That's now the big thing. If you don't have tits, you're in for a bit of trouble there too. If I had tits, I'd probably be going, I don't know, actually, to be honest. I don't know if... Would my... I wonder if my videos would hit if I was a woman. That's a hard call, to be honest. Obviously, it would hit more easier if I just had my tits out and instead of a sock down here, I had, like, jiggly-ass fucking camera just, like, slammed into cleavage. You know, 10 out of 10. Fuck, I'd click on that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm gonna fucking lie. Sometimes, you know, you see things and monkey brain takes over. But the truth of the matter is, long-term longevity is the other thing that you gotta aim for. Now. Who knows about what the future holds for this channel? Who knows? We could be sitting here in another 6 months, having probably improved marginally on the channel metrics, still hanging out with maybe 5 people in the chat type stuff. You know, we could end up in that situation, and that's what it is. And you might say, well, you got to spice your stuff up. You could add some things in. And I'm like, you're right. I'm just an idiot, and I don't know what to do. I'll just do my best in my way that I know. But if you guys want to help out, be always sure to share me around to your friends and stuff like that. Don't force me down people's throats, though. I don't like that. Don't ever like I appreciate you guys helping out, but like I never want to say, I don't know, just walks in, like I was saying with subreddits and stuff like that, like walks into like random creators things. Hey guys, would you like to watch this other streamer? Oh my god, hey guys, would you like to watch this YouTuber? Like, man, it feels so cringe, but like, I guess that's one of the ways to grow, but it can't be helped. Detective wants to be passed around gay. I mean, true. Oh my god, true. No. Can I get passed around by like by all of the hot women that will no doubt one day inhabit my community that I can groom for the eventual worst event ever at Twitch and then get Google docked? I kid, of course. I'm too scared to talk to women. Fans or not. Pass him around like a blunt. Oh god. Oh jeez. Please. What'll happen is this. I'll act all tough and be like, yeah, I'm gonna meet up at a TwitchCon for an orgy. It's gonna happen. And I'll like walk in, fucking all like tough, like scene change. I'm walking out shivering, like there were women in there, and I'm just gonna run away crying, calling for my mum. Oh my god, forget Minecraft. I'm playing 9 Souls. 9 Souls. Oh man, I should play some more Dark Souls type games. If an alternative, you can become an, like eBay, Sukano? I'm not sure. You need to start a Pal World game. Pal World is a game that I'd need to actually get first, for one. And also, yeah, I just need to get it. But I've got plenty of games to play, although I am, like, picky as fuck. I was actually going through games I wanted to play the other day before I chose Metro, as a game to play just out of nowhere. And I was thinking about it, I was like, man, fuck. I'm picky as fuck when it comes to playing games. PS5 this year. Oh damn. I haven't had a PS5 fucking ever. I've almost always been a PC person for the most part. Like, you know, when I was a kid, my brothers would let me play on their Xbox and stuff and bullshit like that. But like, you know, what I grew up was always PC for me. I don't have no dog in the console wars at all, and I never have, and probably never will. I don't know, like, console wars feel like a relic of, like, just memery. Oh, AI limit on stream anime. Oh, yeah, Anime Souls, like, there's a few like that. Oh, I did play, I played the Loli one, remember? What was that, Loli Souls? Fucking, what was the one with, like, the little witch girl? I can't remember her fucking name, fuck. But that was fun. I really had fun with that one. Parrying is so gay, I'd rather dodge. Swear, not because they suck at parrying. Always dodge over parrying. Always dodge. Just roll. I play Dark Souls. You just keep rolling until you win. It's fucking easy, bro. Bro, come on, just roll. I say that as a person who played Dark Souls 1 on the keyboard and mouse. I did, and I made it. If I could do it, you could do it. I got to the end of that fucking game. I got to the last boss, and then I just stopped because I somehow got bored. like literally right at the end. I don't know what was wrong with me. Block with the biggest shield you can find. Yeah, no, here's the thing. Biggest shield you can find, or just Zwei double-hander, just bonk, bonk, bonk. That's all I did. I just had the big Zwei, which just hit things, and then just move around, like, ugh. Like a big fat guy, like, bonk, 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 slams down Zwei, and then just goes to another bonk, 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 roll, roll, roll. It was the same fucking 5 moves. Stop playing parry slop if you don't want to, no. Oh, wow, I know, not serious. But when it was like, we're getting into the true, tried and tested soul slop argument genre. Joey, I only play Souls games with the magic, and I need to add in mods to make myself significantly overweight for no reason. I love stun locking characters. It's my bread and butter. Power World is 25% off. Wow, I don't care. You know why I say that? Because motherfucker, I mean, I'm just saying it. I just don't give a fuck. Okay, I like Power World, and I like sticking it to Nintendo, but the truth of the matter is, there's a lot of fucking games out there that I have already, and also money that I don't have. Let's remember, everyone, for all of my vaunted success with a video that gets 500,000 views, that shit ain't paying no fucking bills. That's on me, and I have the income of 0. Okay, well, not 0. I've got my various little things like the YouTube AdSense and whatnot and Patreon. But the point being, I don't have nothing that's coming in, and I cannot willy-nilly spend them on games when I can easily play other games. I ain't no, and once again, if I was a big streamer, then maybe, you know, you could make it justify it for those costs. But like 25% off ain't shit, brother. I can't like, I need to keep myself in that. I know it's simple to say like, oh, it's just 25% off, oh, it's $7 or whatever the fuck, I don't know how much it is. But the truth is, I gotta keep myself, because like the biggest waste purchases or like that are right now in this moment of like where I have basically 0 income. I'm like, yeah, I'm looking at, so sure, I have my backup of my, like, you know, my what I earned purely to allow myself to work fully on videos and stuff, but that ain't fucking shit, man. Like, and it's not gonna be starting long if I sit there going, oh yeah, don't worry, I'll just go to McDonald's, yeah, I'll just buy myself a few quick games, it's fine. Nah, I need to like treat every fucking dollar going out as, like, you know, precious fucking gold, which is what I do for the most part, to keep my things, you know, relatively running, because I don't have a big income. I'm just extraordinarily focused on budgeting, basically. This weekend I'm gonna go get a Power World server started. Only Socks cash in as hard as it should be. Ooh, Only Socks. That's true, yeah. I haven't. Only Socks ain't cashing it in, brother. Apparently no one wants to see what is beneath the sock. This is the saddest thing I've ever had in my life. I'm gonna cry. This is so sad, brothers. My brothers. But it's more a weak sock. A sock without padding. No one wants to come and see. By the way, I really like, you know, I must say, they're not doing crazy amounts of jiggle physics on her actual tits, but like when she dances around like that, the jiggle physics are the dress, and it is quite mesmerizing. See, that's the kind of shit you come here for this channel. You come for this for someone who will goon openly and will openly say what they're thinking, instead of someone who's like, oh, I'm an ethical gooner. I would never. I would never. Just, get the fuck out, brother. Just say what you mean. Get the fuck out of here. People know when you're lying. People fucking know when that is like it is. Joined at Prime Madman Talk. Good. Ha! True, Val. I came here for the sexy sock and the small boobas. True. That's why I'm focusing right here, because I know that everyone else who's actually watching this, they're just like, their brain is like turning off and like, sock is talking, my brain is melting. Oh my god, the boobs are jiggling! Holy shit! Oh, look at them go! I ain't a fucking idiot. I know what you're here for. It's what I'm here for. It's what keeps me coming back to Weathering Waves. The small chance that they might randomly add in the sex update. Although they probably won't. In fact, well, more likelihood they're going to get puritanical and they're going to make her wear a top, and it's going to be the worst thing ever. They're going to be like, you're showing too much skin. God. Doesn't it suck how puritanical our society has become? That's fucked up, man. It's fucked up. I was actually, Damn, that is really good, Jiggle. Say what you will about Wuthering Waves having the ability to write like take an interesting design and just kill off their fucking characters, but like, I mean, like, kill their characters in the abyss of bad writing. They really do know their designs. And they know their titties. But that's about it. Everything else has been kind of like lackluster. Kind of like it feels like I'm playing a shitty D&D campaign where someone forces me into these situations without really thinking, and then they have like $12.50 to make the budget, despite having so much fucking money they're definitely making from these games. But I'm the kind of person that would probably put the profit margins much lower just to focus on making like these kind of elements of the story and stuff all fit together and look better, even if I had to fucking ruin the profits. But then, as I've said, Wuthering Waves really has lost out on a lot of elements just on the back of how bad a lot of the earlier stories have been. Even if the latest stories can improve, it just is what it is. Oh, that reminds me, I saw some of the devs for fucking Zenless Zone Zero. Now, this might be caught out of context, who the fuck knows. Some of the devs for Zenless Zone Zero talked about systems they wanted to add, and they said they wanted to add active dating and marriage to the game. Now, you might scoff and say, oh, but detective, you can't add marriage to a gacha game. If you add marriage to a gacha game, that's going to disrupt the kind of vibe, because, like, obviously you want to go for a game where it's kind of going for the reason why anime doesn't, like, immediately confirm a romance, because it's part of the chase. It's part of the, oh my god, will they, won't they kind of element that every fucking gacha game under the sun follows. But the truth of the matter is, you could maybe do this. You can maybe do this. And I say that within a bubble. For example, Girls Frontline, you have the oath system, and I believe you also have the oath system in Girls Frontline 2. That's technically marriage. And I believe some other games like Snowbreak used to have something similar. But in the end, those things never came in the main story, so it could always be looked at like this. It could be like looked as though you were playing Wuthering Waves as the Rover, or Zenless Zone Zero as like one of the twins. And it could be looked at as like a side event where you get to have sex with one of the fucking characters and get married, but nothing will ever reference it ever again. It'll be like one of those things. They'll have like some dating, a cute moment or something, and then it'll accumulate and you guys like having it won't be a go to the church scene. What I imagine is like a beautiful moment, and she's like got like a flower in her hair, and like you like embrace in a park or something as though you've given her like a ring box or something. That'll be what you see, but then it'll never get referenced in canon. That's what I expect. If they do that, then I'm gonna have to pay. Yeah, well, they will be. Almost certainly, almost every marriage type system I've ever seen in any game has used like a specialized super currency that is like, you maybe get one in the entire lifetime of a game for free. And then everything else is like, you gotta pay for that shit, bro. ZZZ is fucked. They're just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. You know, yeah, well, that's most gachas to a certain degree. I mean, I haven't caught up. I remember, I stopped playing after I reached... after I finished the, I think it was the Lowly Idols? Yeah, after I finished Lowly Idols is where I stopped playing for a bit because I wanted to let it get ahead, and I'll come back to it at a later point. I have heard a lot about they're going into their new season soon. So, like, you know, the fucking season 3, which I honestly, I don't know. They ended pretty poorly in season 2, but I did see that I did see that they're giving more powers to one of the twins over the others, and it made me more upset. I was like, man, not happy. Fucking hell. Stop making this story just be Wise/Belle becomes a hero, and then Wise/Belle, whoever you didn't choose, becomes this like background bullshit. No, Have them more involved. I fucking, oh god, I feel like I'm watching like something where someone's bullied. You know, like, you know when you watch like a thing where like they bully a character. Like, what was that anime? Nichijou. In Nichijou or Yuri, which is a slice of life anime with like a bunch of girls. There's a joke in that where like one character is like in the main group, but then like slowly they get pushed out and like legitimately they don't show up in the show anymore. It's just everyone else and they just show up occasionally, and the joke becomes that they don't show up and no one likes them anymore. I fucking hated it. It actually made me angry in Yuri. Like, I almost skipped that show because after I was watching season 1, I was going through, and then I was like, why are they being so mad to this girl? Like, every time she had a moment, the joke was always that she's being forgotten and no one likes her. And I was legitimately upset. I did not like it. It made me feel like, what the fuck are you doing to this poor anime girl? She's just hanging out with her friends. Why the fuck are you taking my slice of life anime, a bunch of characters hanging out, being cute, and why are you just bullying them in a meta and literal sense in the story? They would make jokes that she didn't show up. They didn't let her show up. They would always like when she does show up, characters would bully her or joke about how she doesn't have presence. There would be literal scenes of her talking and the camera would just zoom away and echo out her voice as though like, ha, funny, isn't it funny? And no one's paying fucking attention to her. And I was actually livid. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I came to watch a fucking slice of life anime about cute girls hanging out. I knew what I was in for. Why are you turning this into, here's my sacrificial lamb to Moloch. We're gonna bully her until she kills herself? I'm like, what is wrong with you? Now, what I will give to them that they've realized that shit in season 2. And from that point on, while they still had those jokes about her being like, low presence, she was constantly in things, way more focused on, she was involved more, and they also had like a tendency of at the end of every season they had a really heavy episode that would focus directly on her and all about her, and I'm like, all right, you've brought me back, but I'm still fucking angry about what happened in season 1. And a similar thing happened in Nichijou, although Nichijou never fucking came back and it always made its one character just get bullied forever. The thing about them is, though, they legitimately just forgot he existed, and everything else was like he just doesn't happen. He's just in the background, and I'm like, oh, okay, fuck him, I guess. I didn't like it. I'm not a fan of it. Not a fan of those kinds of those stories, and I think that's what happens to Wise or Belle in their own fucking gacha game, where you choose one over the other. It's the downside of having two highly specific, highly well like developed characters that are like both so different from each other. It is what it is. I actually would, if I could, I would probably right now choose like an option to change from Wise to Belle if I could. If only for the enjoyment of seeing Wise Belle get some actual fucking good things go for her. Because good lord, I'm so annoyed that poor old Belle gets fucking ignored all the time in my game. At the very least, if I switched it over, I would be like, alright, I've done half and half now. By the way, have you seen Mormon Text? Oh, I did see that. Yes, I did see that. Sayonara collab clip. That strikes me as one of the same type of collabs as Girls Frontline, where Yuzong would be like, man, I really like Girls Front. I'm a gunslinger girl. Let's do a collab with gunslinger girl, like shit like that. Just having a bit of fun with it. I'm happy that Sayonara gets some more shit after all this time. And you know, I love my Sayonara. I know there are people who are like, no, stay away from Sayonara. I'm gonna gatekeep. I appreciate your gatekeeping, and you know you do good work. But I do like it when Sayonara gets some focus, because like you can't water down Sayonara. You can't be like, oh yes, I love Sayonara, guys, but ooh guys, maybe we should take away from No, like the gore and the fucked up shit in that is literally like, it's a pillar. It's a pillar. That shit ain't gonna be watered down. This ain't gonna be like my fucking comes into anime with fan service, removes all the titties and jiggle physics and makes everyone go from a double D down to A. Like, it's just, it won't happen like that with fucking Saya. Watering down shit doesn't mean I'm not. Yeah, that's the big problem. I think a lot of the watering down for the bigger audience things, and I'm using my fingers up in fucking inverted comma type shit, that kind of stuff is 100% like not like it doesn't help. It doesn't help a thing. It is just people who want to push their own feelings and beliefs. And I think honestly, for a lot of people who push like, you know, Sai no Uta should remove all the hentai, Sai no Uta should remove all the gross stuff, Sai no Uta should change the narrative so it doesn't have this, that, or that, Sai no Uta should remove all... Those people are just people who really like Sai no Uta or enjoyed playing it, but just feel ashamed and don't want to tell their friends. I'm gonna fucking say it. I liked Sai no Uta. Every bit included. It was great. 10 out of 10. And if you have problems and you don't like you feel your chest constricts and you feel nervous telling people you like Sai no Uta or telling people you like not Hunter X, sorry, like High School DxD or some shit because there's big titties and jiggling shit. If you can't bring yourself to admit it because you're ashamed, that's a you problem, not a fucking me problem, and it's not a problem for Sai no Uta or that. If you want to watch her shit, watch that shit. You want to enjoy and talk about that shit? Enjoy and talk about that shit. Stop trying to change it. Stop trying to change shit, brother. Oh boy, I'm annoyed. Fuck, going on Twitter in COVID has really led to a lot of increase of those types of people. It fucking sucks. DxD's Peak. Yeah, it is pretty good. Personally, I've only watched 2 seasons of it because I just kind of got bored of it after a while, if I'm being honest. It's the same shit over and over with jiggly tits. And as I've said before, as much as I appreciate jiggly tits, and I love it, and I'll never say not to have jiggly tits if there are jiggly tits, I just kind of get like, I get bored. I get bored. I'll say it. I've watched too much anime. I've seen jiggly tits, and I've seen good jiggly tits before. DxD needs to do even better to keep my attention. Those tits need to be mega tits. Well, actually, no, it's not about that. You can have the hottest women in the world, and I still won't watch your show endlessly if you don't have a story that, like, pulls me in. And DxD just hasn't pulled me in to that degree. Removing gross stuff from the game means they are removing the point of it. Yes, especially in Saya's case. Saya's case is the fucked up shit. It's meant to make you uncomfortable. That fucking soundtrack that sounds like it's like a fucking metal, like in a metal factory, like grinding on your ears as you get like tinnitus. That shit is why it's there. Taking that away is the equivalent. It'll be like, oh man, I love this Sai no Uta. It's got such an interesting, like metallic, annoying, irritating soundtrack. But maybe it's a little too annoying, guys. Maybe we should take away the soundtrack. Maybe we should just, just remove it. Just give it like a bigger audience. Shut the fuck up, bro. Shut the fuck up. Get out of my face. We are not making your watered down bullshit anywhere involved in here. It's what I absolutely hate about games and like modern day stuff, especially people. And like, to be honest, I fell into the trap too a little bit when I was younger, by which I mean like it would always be like, oh, but don't you want more people to enjoy anime? Oh, don't you want more people to enjoy your games? Like, I did until I saw how they enjoyed it and was sickened. You always think to yourself, oh, I want more people to enjoy the thing I enjoyed. So I would share it with the people I enjoyed, and, you know, like the people around, and be like, oh, come on, watch Code Geass, it's great, or fucking watch this, it's great. But the truth is, when you fucking get like a bunch of normies involved, even if they individually like them, normies are fucking normies. They're immediately going, and like, especially in a puritanical canceling type society right now. And like, let's be honest. Let's fucking be honest. People are so fucking puritanical. It's insane. There are people out there who would see me saying I like big floppy tits in fucking like anime, and they would probably start going, oh heavens, it's a goon. Oh, get out of here, goon boy. Oh, you know, that, like, they would, and I'm like, rage bait is one thing, but those motherfuckers aren't even kidding. And that's what's shocking to me. We are reaching that kind of society, and it's fucking awful. Which is why I say gatekeep. More fucked up shit. I said it on Twitter the other day, actually. Fucking put... I know it's like, I don't actually want every single anime in the world to have like the loli, the harem, the fucking big uncensored tits. Like, I don't want to have every anime have that. There's plenty of animes that would be great with those things that are happy. I don't want every anime to have it because, you know, each anime can have its own focus. But at this point in time, I almost feel like we need to have the first episode have like a fucking Mesugaki fucking girl with angel wings who has like literally just panties on, massive tits, and like calls and also is the brother, like not brother, maybe even, or is also the sister of like the main character and is totally trying to fuck him. Like, I feel like we need to add that into every fucking anime just in the first 10 minutes, and after the first 10 minutes freaks them all out, like she looks at the camera and then just goes, are they gone? Are they gone? Oh, thank God. And then like the anime just continues like she never existed. like we need to fucking get these people out, like brother, like you can enjoy stuff and not enjoy stuff. You don't need to change stuff. And I think a lot of people don't realize that consensus and like open push against that thing is a real thing. Like a lot of people, especially the younger people, what they'll do is they'll say, "Ooh, I don't like these titties. This is awful. It shouldn't be." And then when people say, "What the fuck is wrong with you? We've all enjoyed these big titties in this anime. This is the big titty anime. The name of the anime is the big titty anime." They're like, "Oh, but there's too many big titties. You guys are all fucking fucked up. You guys are all like pedos and shit. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, get out of here. Get out." Like they'll think that they're just like virtue signaling to people online. They're just virtue signaling and trying to get away the shame and guilt of watching it. But the secondary effect. Now, some of these truly know about the secondary effect. The secondary effect is they are creating a culture. Creating a fucking culture where the authors and producers and publishers, they see that shit go, "Oh, well, better take it away." And we see it now. Why do you think anime is becoming less and less crazy and weird? It's because there are people like that. The normal people here, the normies, are fucking trying to change the culture, whether they realize it or not. And in a couple of years, a couple of decades, anime's gonna be a complete fucking mess. When we come back to this shit, when I'm an old fucking man screaming on the internet, which I still will be doing, I'm gonna tell you right now, there's gonna be a lot of that shit. It's gonna be awful. There's gonna be some. It's gonna be terrible. I think by that point in time, unless the generation beyond goes in the opposite direction rather than puritanical. But at this point in time, I think people are way too sensitive to culture, way too sensitive to puritanical elements, way too scared about their online reputation. It's all gonna be downhill, to be honest, and I fucking hate it. It's why I still stand by more gatekeeping stuff. Gatekeep your fucked up hobbies. Gatekeep anime in general. Gatekeep Japan. Japan should be able to shoot every foreigner that talks badly about it. I'm sorry. It's just, I know that's over the top, but it's just how I feel, because I feel like they break this shit up. Like with games and anime, there's so much of it that you don't enjoy a small part of it, and then you just don't interact with it. Yeah, pretty much. Honestly speaking, if you can't enjoy a thing, then don't enjoy it. But if you don't force, yeah, I think that's the truth of the matter. There are anime out there that I will jokingly make fun of, but I would never, ever want to stop the people making those anime or the authors who make that. I will shit all over fucking Elements of Clannad, even though it's amazing. I will make fun of the Fate universe. I will make fun of Fairy Tail. I will argue and scream about Weathering Waves. But the truth is, I don't want these things to just like not exist in the forms that I'm complaining about. I'm just complaining from like criticisms that I have from my perspective. Never take my positions of like, "Oh wow, I really didn't think that they built up to this well," as a reason of, cancel Wuthering Waves, never make it ever, also remove everything. No. And the problem is there are people like that. There are people out there who either think, now to be fair, I do feel bad. Like I have a solid exception for people in my heart who are like a true Wuthering Waves stans and would be like, aggressively defend Wuthering Waves, even though I would talk about it at great length and say, "Nah, I don't believe what you believe." But I stand by, like, you know what? You're defending what you see as your darling. And to be honest, considering how other people who don't defend their shit and that turns into absolute slop ends up, yeah, I get it. But like, I never want to take away from that creative freedom. Ever. If you don't like something, don't engage with it. There are limits, and I think those limits are almost entirely always legal and like tied up in like high levels of content moderation that no one should ever cross. But that's the thing, everyone has their own individual lines. My line is literally this: like, do not turn, for example, Wuthering Waves, you shouldn't just like, I don't know, what would be something fucking stupid Wuthering Waves could potentially do? Take someone's, like, a real life person, recreate them one-to-one, take their life and like just a real normal person who wasn't like famous or anything, recreate their body and life one-to-one, and then just like make up lies about them, something like that, I guess. Like, that's like the limits that I'm talking. So like almost everything else I'm fine. Like if we had a Wuthering Waves type version where this girl gets fucking murdered inside out and like there's an entire scene dedicated to her being eaten by a giant, I'd be like, that's a bit much for me and I don't think I'd enjoy it. But if you made it and people liked it, What the fuck? Go ahead. And if I did play it and I complained, well, I believe that the way that the giant eventually, well, he went straight for the eating instead of like, you know, putting some salt on her first. Like, you know, I'd stand by that I'm allowed to make that criticism, but I'm not making the thought that no one should be able to make the giant eating monster thing happen. That's the thing I'm trying to point out. Like it's, even if it's not to my taste, is my position on it. But I've talked about it, before. It's one of the things that pisses me off the most about modern day anime. Damn, look at her tits from this angle. Nice. Ooh. God, that feels better. All right. I think we should start playing the game now. I have complained at length. I have talked the ears off of random people. Please keep my stream open. I'm lonely and I need chatters. Let's go! Now I believe the game crashed on us last time. So, oh, I can just press continue. Nice. Good. I hope that just keeps me at the same place I was at last time. I'll be here. Thank you, Kia. That's why you're one of the real ones. You're the real G. Wow, what's going on? Oh yeah, I'm in Purple Forest World. Oh yes, I'm in her Tupla Fantasy World. Tupla Fantasy World, let's go! Fuck you guys, I'm jumping in your shitty pond! Look, an old woman! Wah! Okay, there's the kids and stuff. You know, they probably want me to talk to them to get like deeper into this stuff. But like, we'll just keep going. Alright, people in this, like, eternal jar. More children. Oh my god, Pavlova, you're so sad. Wow, Pavlova. This tour led me to a friend. She understood the true emotions woven into my music, and before I knew it, I was sharing their stories from my homeland. I told this stranger everything without restraint, how I felt lighter. She listened as she surely understood. What experience was lighter? Understand such despair. I hope to see her again next concert. I want to know about her story and what she meant by starting over. Trick down, she didn't come. Para didn't come. Melon didn't come. Skeb didn't come. Dolores didn't come. Kenta didn't come. Cord didn't come. She will never come. Oh, I'm gonna come. Been watching Stellar Blade watch through in the last couple of days. Now WuWa jiggle feels so subtle. Yeah, that's true. And you see, when a true Guna game steps up to the plate, the gacha game must bow down. Now, obviously, this indicates that Pavlova. This is like Pavlova. Like, let me just summarize Pavlova's adventure in like 2 seconds here. Pavlova lost all of her friends and family, but she left and continued on her adventure in life. She eventually met the Rover in a previous incarnation. The Rover talked to her, and the Rover starting over. Obviously, the Rover also started over by killing off their memories. Lada, lada, lada. The Rover from the previous world having absolutely no personality and not really being different from the main character at all. Also, no one really giving a fuck that the main character lost all of her memories and not really establishing that that's like a tragic thing at all is really a big thing. I've talked about it 1,000 times over. Weathering Waves, you suck. Get better fucking riders on the team. Like, I don't know, some better riders that know how to ride. Okay, stop. But yeah, anyway, and then obviously something happened. She became like a monster, and then she was realized, oh, wait a minute, I could make them all become my friends. She came back to the island after whatever fucking killed them, black tide bullshit, and then yeah, this is what happened. And now she's got them in the cum jar. All right, prayed to the divinities that they would come and restore everything. Failed. Sought experiments on rebirth and immortality. Failed. Searched for life in the wave form phenomenon. Failed. 47. What happened in 47? It failed. What happened in 48? Failed. Failed and failed. Okay. Failed. All right. Failed. Why do I fail? Fail. Oh, she's such a failure. Oh my god, guys. God, Pavlova's a failure. Why do I fail? Saw Triss again. Now I have direction and new anchor. Maintaining this balance of using each other is the best outcome. Who the fuck? Oh, Triss. Okay, so basically, yeah, after going through variants and methods to try and bring back these people, she came to this conclusion, is what I'm saying. It's neat. It is randomly just put in here. Like, why is this in the cum jar anyway? Well, oh my god, it's her home. The friend she mentioned meeting in the concert, that person. It's you fucking idiot, obviously. Jesus Christ. There's never going to be important person mentioned in a story that isn't fucking the Rover. Let's be honest here. Low-key, I kind of want a gacha game where the MC is some kind of eldritch being that you create in the form, of course, and everyone in the MC is low-key unsettled by the insanity and want to drop their needs and slob on the knob. God, slob on their knob. Funny words, funny words. But yes, you are correct. I would agree with that too. I would 100% want that. As much as I love a good slob on the knob, and who doesn't? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But as much as I love there's that, like, you know, this let's like this, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, as much as there is a vicarious thrill and enjoyment of playing through as the main character who everyone wants to love, and you're kind of vicariously living through that and like, look, everyone loves me, the truth of the matter is that shit is old fucking hat. I would 100% support villain gacha, or a gacha game with a character, a main character that is more like scared of or like feared rather than anything else. But the truth is, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. It's just how it be. It's how it be. Also, there's light coming through that fucking window and it's making me glare in my on my screen. Fuck! Get out of here. Ugh. Sadly, doing so would mean giving the MC a semblance of personality, and that would mean we can't sell this to every human being with a pulse. Well, there are examples of, like, well, they do. No, here's the thing, though. We have reached a point where we can have characters with a personality. The truth is just that they either need to grow into those personalities, or they need, or like, there are just limitations that come with giving a character a personality. Zenless Zone Zero is a good example. Zenless Zone Zero, the twins are very different from one another. Even if each of their stories go down similar paths, they are very different from one another, and I quite enjoy the fact that the twins are different from one another. It still just falls back into the same trends. Rarely are you going to get a true eldritch being or monstrosity, because, like, you can't. It's all about the balance. For example, if you made a villain protagonist, let's say your protagonist was a former big bad, and like the start of the story wasn't the heroes trying to defeat a big bad who defeats them, but you were truly the big bad who was defeated. The matter is, they would need to establish you as a what's the word I'm looking for? A character they could appeal to. For example, in Yojo Senki, they use comedy, and they use the fact that there is an even bigger big bad. And maybe that could be the story. Maybe you could be defeated by the heroes, but you in your mind were doing something horrific with a goal in mind. Maybe it was like, like you could, and like, hopefully they don't like immediately have them regret it. But like, let's say like the opening of the gacha is you fucking destroying a city, and like, you know, you're fighting a war. There are minions under your control, rampaging forward, and like maybe you're rampaging minions, maybe like fucking like regimented rows of armies. It's like true big bad territory. You're like using this power of like fucking bullshit, and like someone stands against you, and like, you know, not like, you know, a generic person, but like a legitimate fight, and in it you're like, they're like, you know, you're fighting and stuff, and like maybe it's like a bit of a flashbacky thing or whatever, and like as you're finally cut down, like, you know, maybe the person matters to you of some form, and like you're like fading into this like darkness or like mud, or like you're on the mud, like a bunch of corpses that have washed away down a river or whatever, and like you're stuck there for like generations or a long amount of time, because obviously you need a time skip, and like there's just like a kind of solemn thing of like, I failed, and like you drag yourself back, and like the story might then turn into something where it's like, amnesia's an easy pass, but maybe you could forget elements of it but remember the major twists, or maybe you just have some other element. I don't like the idea of having the memory but feeling like a different person, but like something like that, and then maybe the story becomes you going through a world, not necessarily trying to just do the same thing over again, but like maybe like trying to find out a way to fix it in like a new future where things have changed after hundreds of years after your failure, something like that. And like you meeting people along the way, but also having to hide who you once were. You could have like histories dedicated to you, but maybe like because you once controlled some elements of the world, like there's like statues of you, but they've ripped the heads off of them, so no one knows what you look like anymore because of like faith or religion, or perhaps that has come up in wake of that, or perhaps you've got a new body, or you're using some sort of like glamour to hide who you are, and like stuff like that, and you get involved in characters that might be the descendants of people that you once fought, or perhaps people that you actually did fight, and like you go through the story hiding who you are and perhaps realize, like, you know, you could have a little bit of like redemption there. Maybe there's another way forward, or like you're arguing with yourself of like the two beliefs of like you made in the past you had to take drastic action and you're like I was justified in that, and like maybe part of it like, but maybe there's another way. Like we can have those ethical discussions, but the truth is, as you've said, we can't. If we have a character like that, we can't have a girl who just wants a girl or a guy who just gets ordered to pussy. And like everyone wants to slob their knob, and like I think you could still make it that everyone wants to slob their knob, but like we can do better and we can have more variation in our characters. Ethical nuance is a thing we can achieve. Why do I arrive rants every time? Because rants every time I do is rants. Like that's all I do. That's it. I want to make a gacha where not every person is hate the MC, but MC's power, but begrudgingly work together. You know, that would be fun too. Maybe a character who's hated. Imagine a character who's hated, and each of the stories is not so much about them meeting someone. Like, you know how I met Lupa, and immediately she was like, sniff, sniff, I want your cock. I mean, like tits, I guess, because I'm playing female rover. But the point being, Lupa immediately wanted to jump your bones, essentially, or acted as though she did. Could or want to, and it was immediately positive and like open to you. Whereas no other real character, they do a decent job of building up the negativity that could turn into positivity. Gacha games fail with it drastically, and again, like I've said in the past, gacha games are great. They are probably one of the best long-form anime-esque narrative games that are available right now. And you say that, and you think, and I say that, and you think, oh my god, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I say that with the point of this. Gacha games are financially encouraged to have better character designs, better character dialogues, better character and story for those characters. But in the same sense, they're also financially encouraged to make those characters be fucking always in this box of possibilities. There is a hard limit to a gacha game in general that prevents them from breaking out, from being the villain protagonist, from characters dying or suffering, because there is a hard limit knowledge where the people who are making these games from the start are looking at them from the perspective of how do I make money off these characters? I can't do this to a character. I can't have this happen to a character because then no one would buy those characters. And that is the truth of the matter. We have a positive influence from the fact that the money is making them make good characters, and we have a negative influence where the money is forcing them to not do anything extreme or interesting with those characters. It's why most gachas that will probably achieve what we want to achieve would have to have been doing it from the start. Basically, a villain gacha needs to have been a villain gacha from the get-go. You won't be able to turn or make that kind of vibe in a later gacha because you're setting the expectations out from the get-go. They have financial incentives to make it appealing characters, not better characters. That's the way to put it, yeah. That's a good way to put it. It's just limits. Oh my god, the side of Cadenza! No one shall stop you. Pavlova? I won't find any more answers here. Let's go check those. Alright, let's go to the women's shower. I think that's the clues will be there. Show me the women's shower! Oh god, monsters. Oh no. Oh. Okay, I don't even have to fight them? Okay. Nah, this is literally... Of course they didn't run to their houses. Don't you realize this is like a fake world, Rover? You're a fucking idiot. Oh yeah, well yeah, this is proving what they are, because obviously they're all like discords or whatnot that she's put like their brains into. In this weird world. They financially... Yep, oh, sorry. I've read that for. Attack distos that don't attack humans? What are you running from? It looks like indistinguishable from the real people? Well, don't you understand? I mean, I realized all this from the start. But then again, Rover hasn't been directly seeing these stuff, so I guess this is for the people who don't care. The clues are one of your lips. We need to let them out. pretty much. Pavlova! I found a clue here. Let me put your tongue in your mouth. Wait, no, wrong way. Wait, Pavlova said there's no double vibe between humans and tactic discords or frequencies could merge. She wants to use the gems to fuse the tactoportals, human consciousness, and bring them back to life. She's trying to fulfill the desire she and haunted her. That's kind of neat, though. No, it's not that insane. Like legitimately. What's wrong with it? Like, what's the ethical problem here? Oh no, someone died. You have captured their consciousness in some way, form. Then you have this wild, crazy monster that kills people. I can wipe out the wild, crazy monster that kills people's brain, and I can bring back the person. That seems kind of reasonable, and not terrible. Given that in the 70s, you never truly became human again. Yeah, I mean, fair enough, but you know, she's experimenting. I don't see the... I suppose, like, the ethical idea, like, is this the... I don't know if the rover's going to suddenly turn around and say, oh... Like, is the rover suddenly going to turn around and say, like, oh, no, this is evil and wrong? I don't know. Like, I honestly... Especially considering the fact that I believe the human consciousness you get are, like, the shades that were referenced earlier on in the story. Back in the fucking dusty world with all the monsters and the dragon. Why are you keep alone? Pavlova, but red version. What sorriest of thoughts do you complain? Do your companions make clinging to what should have died with them? All life in this world has already died. Well, yeah, I know. Like, it's obvious. Now you're just like laying it out for the dumb people. This isn't reversible. I simply won't succumb. You know, I don't like how they phrase it. Look, I simply won't succumb. She simply said, I won't give up, which is much better, honestly. I searched everywhere. Why can't I find it? See, like, here, you know what I think that one of Wuthering Waves' problems is sometimes with these emotional moments? And I think all gachas, especially like, you know, Genshin Impacts and all that, they fail. This Zenless Zone Zero would have used a splash screen in that kind of weird 2D-esque, like 2D live screen-esque thing, where like it's like a comic, and they would have had more emotional impact. And I think they should have, honestly, it's one of the things Zenless Zone Zero does best. And I think emotional moments really need to be given those kinds of things. This entire like cum jar with Pavlova in it, I don't think it should have been a map. It should have just been, this is the place we see, and then there should have been like some sort of cutscene of seeing this world. I don't think we should have gone to it. And you might argue, oh, but then you can't connect to the people in it. I'm not connecting to elements of the story already. It's just the truth of the matter is, like, they need to have a better ability to like show these off. You found what? Oh, she lost her violin. Also, she should be wearing like normal clothes again. Like, don't make her wear like a villain murder outfit. Make her if you're gonna have let's meet old Pavlova, she should be like the cute Pavlova who's, you know, like doesn't have all this fancy shit on her. Cute Pavlova should be like, oh, hi there, oh my god, what's going on? And be wearing like the cute outfit. And we need to juxtapose that against more brutal and like vicious Pavlova in the real world. Although I think they failed in making her that vicious, really, in the real world. She's obviously just meant to be a waifu who made the wrong choice, which sucks. Again, gacha. You can't have villains because every one of the economic incentives is telling you, make Pavlova entirely justified, make her cute, make her lovable, even if we want to keep her a villain. They don't want to push too hard on that side. And I'm telling you right now, if you made her more villainous outside and more difficult outside, I'd love her more. Damn, this game trying to teach me how to parry? Stop that, I'm not that guy. You are not cute. I can't lose it, boy. It must be waiting for you. The treasure gem. Looks like the place isn't under inter control. Who could the violin just behind? Well, she probably has that other guy, the one that's actually evil that we're going to learn later on is like the true villain. That motherfucker is probably like, you know, he brought me in and he's the real villain and I was just a poor innocent waifu. I'm like, ugh. Ugh, you know what's going to happen. It's going to suck. Oh my god. I've been sucked into the ocean. Isn't this something I said? And now I said she was going to reach out to someone in the ocean or the air. It always happens like that, doesn't it, in Wuthering Waves? Oh, first person view? Playing an elegy? Yeah, eulogy. So they hear my return long there. Okay. Oh, I'm first personing. Whee! Let me drink! Oh my god! I can still climb walls! I can still see my hands! I can still see them. Oh my god. Damn. Damn. Come close and close. Up close on the hand. Me. POV, I'm practicing giving hand jobs for the birds. So you go to WuWa and all the naming wrongs in script too? Well, I mean, I will eventually... Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god! I'm stuck! I'm stuck! I'm fucking stuck. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm stuck! Help. 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 I am a pair of floating arms. This is not good. Why do I always do this to myself? Why? Why? I was just meant to enter a fucking door. Door stuck. Door stuck. Door stuck. Help me. Oh, thank God. Oh, I made it. I don't know how I turned around 360, but let's not do that again. Fuck me. Whew. Whew. But yes, oh yeah, my terrible ping. I live with it. It's not like I'm playing a multiplayer game. Okay, why can't I turn to look at the door? What the fuck is wrong with this? Whatever. I will review this, but I don't think I'll make a true big review. No, I don't think this deserves it. Honestly, I need to give something that gives me passion. Whereas Pavlova and this story only makes me upset. The blessed maiden, unable to fully gut herself, still becomes a thread in your grand tapestry. Oh look, he's the spooky man. Manipulating reality behind her, reviving the Theoden's lingering power within her through progression of the tale. Manipulating reality behind her back, reviving Theoden's power, lingering power within her progression of the tale. That's nearly impossible. I would actually prefer if I had villain powers. Honestly, it'd be more interesting. So they're doing some science. Sleeping with Saki shitpost and WuWa. Yeah, maybe actually that's actually a fair idea. Like, what would I do for a sleeping with Saki shitpost edition? Like, just like another 6-minute video where I just make. You know what? I'll put that down as an option. To be honest, I will make my VOD video though, where I very seriously go over these things. But I'll consider that, bro. I'll consider it. Sleeping with Saki shitpost edition. If I can keep the script to like a 6-minute fucking shitpost where I don't even talk about anything in depth. 10 out of 10 maybe. But like the problem is I may be sleeping with Saki because I was having fun, but like, yeah, maybe it's a good idea. It depends how this new video is gonna go, you know. If we allow the story to continue, we may have a chance to further destabilize Kai and mold her into the Theoden. See, it's so it's like, man, just like it's so uninteresting. Did you not hear detectives on your heels? Are you willing to gamble everything on a mere chance to deliver the Grand Architect's desires? Well, yeah, that's her fucking baby. She probably only joined your little cult because of that. Yeah, see, like, she's like a villain. She's like not actually a villain. Oh my god, they have a secret purpose. Wow. I think your book is malfunctioning, my guy. Yeah, like there's like there's a girl on it. Like, what the fuck, man? What's those women in your books? Tits! Sorry. The Resonant Second Awakening, their attempt to merge with divinities. These are but advancements for individuals. Why not place our wager on ordinary souls instead? Honestly, please do. Because, like, we all know that the rollable girls are going to beat off everything and win. Just, like, bet on, like, a villain, like, on, like, a little NPC. That'll be... The writers will probably allow you to murder an NPC or two. See, there we go. See, she's not actually part of their group. It's all like, I'm just working with you because of this. I fucking hate that shit. I hate it so much. Good lord, I'm so hungry. Go slobber on some pasta then. And we need to ensure that the Theoden's lingering Theoden from Lord of the Rings lingering power remains firmly within our grasp. You guys are losing so much. Sister hands the script he holds to you. Oh my god, I'm gonna read the script. Wow. Oh, I'm playing as... Oh yeah, I'm playing as... I'm seeing her memories or whatever. I really hate how obvious this game is for, like, just making them be like, you're friends now. You're like, she's actually good all along. Because she's cute, guys, don't worry. She would never actually do... She's acting like a fucking evil person. Like, you know, at the very least, show her do something evil. Like, show her killing someone. They want to see her Fenrigo, yeah. Without them, the Lost Beyond will fail to be destined for. I want to steal your land and turn it into my cum jar instead of your cum jar. Their powder earns a bound of faith, but not people's belief. We can ensure success. Every single character I come across in these things. She killed a lot of people in 1.0. Did she? 1.0 was so bad that I can't remember, but if they did, at the very least I have that. But like, maybe did she kill anyone actually important though? Or was it just like, she's killed people because she aided and abetted type thing? Or did she like go over and stab someone? I remember, because I hated that that fucking chapter 1 so much my brain just like deleted it. WuWa's first person is garbage. I can't see her titties or anything. True. You know what? I couldn't look down at my titties. I was upset. Unlike the NTE game, which actually you can look down at your chest, which is 10 out of 10. Literally the best game ever. Yet I have devoted so much time to assisting you. Tell me what you offer in return. I'm gonna slobber you now. If it was a real game, she would just bend down on her knees, and we would zoom in on the man's face. He'd smile. We hear an unzipping, and it would go to black. That's how we'd know it would be. Could you imagine how the internet would react if that happened? Oh my god, here we go. He wants a blowjob. Oh damn. I was hoping there would be something to suggest. In real games. In real games. She only killed NPCs, naturally. I fear for Raguna's safety. Don't worry, it's a really awful arc and no one liked it. And by no one I mean me. What's up, Pavlova? You're just proving why they work together and stuff, I guess. But the problem is I never gave a fuck about them working together. Pavlova is such a sadly written character. She could be great, but like everything around her is so awful it drags her down. He's pulling his cock out. Okay, I love that fucking penguin zero thing. He's pulling his cock out is such a great fucking line. I wish I could have a reason to use it in one of my videos. New variable. Perhaps this is no misfortune, or if my understanding is correct, no one will be more determined to sever those two divinities than her. Oh my god, Jesus, you were slip rating the villains was always what they wanted, of course! Here's the problem with building your house on quicksand. You might have some cool lines and cool twists later on, but it's in quicksand. It's already slipping down into nothingness where I don't give a fuck. Finally found an excuse to review a hentai game. Well, I mean, technically I've already reviewed a hentai game. Sayonara. Technically it's a hentai game. It's just a fucked up hentai game. Is there any other games I've reviewed that have porn in them? No, I don't think so. There are some on my list that have porn that I do plan to review, though. Oh my god, let's see the next thing that'll totally convince me that she's like a great character who I should love. You know what? They need to be doing this alongside killing people. Or like being more brutal. if they want to do that. But then again, I've said a million times they need to do a lot of fucking things. Midnight Rangers? I don't even know who those... Actually, they've probably mentioned them. I just don't care anymore because my brain turned off. Soft cries will never command its attention. Oh, mysterious. The ceaseless tolling of funeral bells. The restless wails of lost souls. How could it continue its slumber? It's only a momentary until it opens and says. She made her move. That's probably me. I see, is what she says in Japanese. Wow, we're basically trying to justify all these villains coming over. Staying behind to merge reservations with detectives company. Without the power of the Leviathan. Well, Leviathan shall carry all stands behind me. That's like poetic, but basically she's saying that yeah, I know it's 1.1.0. This is basically showing the perspective of the what the villains were doing. You know, letting me see behind the curtain isn't really helping me, to be honest. The idea that all of them are just a bunch of guys that are villainous and hanging out together and really like red clothing isn't really doing it for me. We want evil women, not just excused to be just a little innocent being by the game. It's our job to justify wronging. Yeah, I kind of want. That's what I want. For example, there are characters out in GFL 1, Girls Frontline 1, where they are truly fucking crazy villains, but they are rollable characters that unironically never renege on their position. They are true villains to the end, and I though I hate them within the story, it's like a good hate. It's the kind of hate you get for a character you both love and hate, and I love it. There are characters like that all over GFL 1 that are still rollable, and there are other characters like that as well. It's so much fun. But then again, GFL 1, most of the NPCs are more fun and interesting than some of the damn rollable characters. And they allow characters to be villains and things. Their girls aren't just, oh, I'm just a cute small bean. Whoa, I never hurt anyone. Oh, I just wanted to shame someone. Sure, I killed some people. Oh, I just want to shame. Like, no. In Girls Frontline and some other games that I really like, she would turn around and say, yeah, I fucking killed them all. What are you going to do about it? Get the fuck out of my way. 10 out of 10. Like, I'm just like, all right. Hands in the air, absolute cinema. You're extremely hot. You know what's going to happen right now? You're going to become my wife. It's like, no. And they're like, yes, you are. Like, that's what I want. I don't want this fucking cute, sad girl. Oh, she's so sad. Shut the fuck up, Pavlova. God, you're a good design. God, you're a predictable story. You should have just been a hero. With a story like hers, she should have just been a fucking boring-ass hero you met along the way in some goddamn arc similar to Looper, who you just got along with, and then that was that. Because honestly, her story is so predictable and uninteresting. Her development, it goes down like, well, I can't specifically tell you exactly what she's going to say next thing. It's so fucking obvious, and it disappoints me. And like they say, like, I need the Theoden 100%. The end of this story, they could keep saying she needs the Theoden from fucking Rohan's power to like save her little village. At the end of the story, what I'm going to tell you is this going to happen. She's going to turn around and say, the real power I needed was love. Oh, it was love. The real power was love, everyone. And then suddenly she's going to be able to bring them all back to life or turn them into discords or whatever, because she realized that her power was love and that the villain was actually sucking off her powers and not allowing her. And then everyone's going to be happy and then we're going to make out. That's going to be the ending of it. And it's so fucking annoying. And I know it's going to happen. Like, that's at the far end of the story, of course. I hate that the first thing I get when I look up a GFL character is AI art nowadays. Yeah, it is what it is. I was complaining about AI, the thing, but it is what it is. WuWa sure would benefit from some non-con marriage story arc. Yes. Imagine this. villainous woman, you've got her on the ground after defeating her, and she says, "Fine, kill me. I'll never change." And I'm like, "I've got one better." And you put a ring on her finger. She's like, "What?" It'd be silly as fuck, but I can see it being funny. But like the point being is that like this series is all just like, you know, bullshit JRPG slop. Oh, he's gonna go be a villain. Oh, we're seeking something more secret and dangerous. It's always like that. It's always like, no, we weren't actually just a bunch of retards. We're always just one step ahead, which I'd appreciate and be okay with if they weren't already, like, everything was written so fucking boringly. Visuals can't carry you, Wuthering Waves. Visuals cannot carry you. I know this is like better in a lot of ways than a lot of the other arcs, but I think in a lot of ways, because it relies on some of the darker elements so drastically, it bores me the fuck out. Look, they got a different clothes on her. Look, now she's the white version, not the red version. Is this the clothes she wears when she's gonna leave the group and become my wife, who's realized that I'm actually the true way forward and bullshit like that? It's not a very big crowd. It's like 40 people. What are we going to, a small jazz bar? Wait a minute! She forgot her violin! Oh my god, this is the worst thing. This is like going out on stage and forgetting to wear pants. You fool! I knew it. I know she's stupid. The next part of the story is going to be a slapstick comedy of her trying to find her violin. That's what I'm talking about. Put a ring on the war crime lady. Hell yeah. Don't worry. The Hague might judge you, but I will wed you. Visually, always pretty. But the build-up and the narrative just can't fit this emotional thing. It's like wearing a jacket that's way fucking too large for it. It's like a child, yeah, like a child wearing an oversized jacket. Like then the sleeves are way too long. Nice looking jacket, but kid, you ain't ready for it. You can't fill out that fucking jacket. But much better cutscenes than NTE. NTE was like literal schizophrenia. But, you know, visuals are all they have, really. And combat, I guess. But as we've established, I don't give a flying fuck about combat. Oh my god, it's a giant meteor. This had killed her little village, I'm guessing. Alright, hit it. Does she die in it as well? That'd be neat. Oh, is that how she became super powered, I'm guessing. Very beautiful. Very beautiful. But ultimately, bonk. 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 Too flat for my tastes. I have bonked him. And I've become a villainess. Oh, haha, get fucked. Oh, Grandma. 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 Grandma, shame, no, Grandma. Oh, the Pavlova is so upset. But then again, this is, again, visually, this is what we needed. We don't need the fucking cum jar walking through. Just this. This is all we needed. We should just have seen these things as a cutscene. I shouldn't have walked through that place. This is gorgeous. It's gorgeous. The idea of her being, like, sucked into this and dragged down is all a great idea. It's just they've not been able to pull it off in a lot of ways. For all of the gorgeousness of this, the build-up and, like, the world behind it, quicksand. She died and come back somehow. Yeah, I can see that. I'm assuming, like, it was just, like, she was hit directly, or, like, the power of whatever hit them imbued into her, something like that. That is way too few amount of people for the amount of clapping. That should at most be one of those funny, like, slow clap things of, like splattered clapping, and everyone goes, what the fuck was that? The hell was that? What the fuck was that? Oh my god, I can look at the black version. Let's go to the light and have a look at her a little more. I want to look at it. Let's have a look at this little design. Alright. Okay. I mean, obviously I was looking at the tits. Yeah, I think I like the black version better. Yeah. I mean, maybe I've just been looking at the red version for too long, but I like the black version. Looks nice. Looks nice. But yes, so more or less accurate in her things. Personally, here's one of my positions that I would have probably taken here. I personally, even though I would have personally enjoyed she made an active choice to become the weird monstrosity that she is. For example, let me, once again, I'm re-editing the canon here to add in something that I would private down, right? Literally describing GFL fanfics right now. Oh, the Backrooms movie. I'm excited for that too. I would like to watch that. If I had friends here, in this backwater place that I am, I'd probably go watch them. Immediately look at the cleavage. Better, but not good enough. I mean, it would look better if, like, maybe if this front part of the dress, below the flower was just bare. That would be a lot better. But no. But what I was trying to point out is, Pavlova lost her village, and we've already known like this. We know this is it, and then she wants to bring them all back, and like she came back as attacked on Discord. But here's the thing: what if like something else happened? Let's say the village is now like a constant like place of horrors or whatever, or they all got sucked into like something that fell from the sky or whatever. But they're all dead and they're all like echoes, whatever, similar to what she's got now. But instead of her just becoming this powerful beast monstrosity that then joined the villains, what if through her own research into stuff, right, she made the active choice to become like this? And you might say, oh, what's the difference between her getting hit by the thing and just becoming like this? It's agency. It tells me about her, and it gives me an indication. Because right now, Pavlova, while prepared to kill normie people at this point in time in the story, she strikes me as someone who's just dragged along almost into a lot of these events. She's going from, I'm a villain because I want to save these people. I'm kind of like tragic heroine trying to save them. Oh, that's what she is. As opposed to an active agent in the story who has gone down a path of her own volition. And now you might argue, well, she's killed people. Of course she's made that choice. But it isn't really established in that kind of way. What I would prefer is, now obviously this wouldn't change up all the other errors and problems that I've seen with her and various ways with that. Again, the quicksand of the story, the lore being very, very, very undefined to a certain degree, basically being a vibe written, to be honest. But if I saw her, let's say there's a lab, right? Now I know she has some weird thing that she's tied her life to keeping all of these people alive in the cum jar, which is fair enough. But what if she was like desperately searching? Let's say she was a little younger than she was in the flashbacks. She'd worn like the pretty dress. Maybe we as a character in this flashback world go with her through various points in her life and meet her or watch her when she's, younger and much more innocent, much more innocent and much more focused on her life, and following her as she goes from, oh, I'm a sweet little bean, to slowly cracking under the pressure, losing more of her sensibilities, going further and further into her research, like going as far as to hurting herself. Maybe show her joining a montage of her joining like research groups in cities, like stealing their research, getting thrown out of things because she went too far, being hunted as a heretic monster who would like go against the gods in the cities. It's being someone who is like thrown out because she's going to deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into this world in her desperation that she only has this left. And at that moment, she finds a path that takes her even deeper. And at that moment, like maybe if I was doing it, she goes even further. She breaks herself. For example, she's an older woman. Like, let's say she's in her her 50s or 60s even. She spent decades of her life on this. And as she drags herself forward to this final point, having sacrificed, having betrayed, having killed, for all of these things, she finds an option that she could use for her, like, and she's like, this, like, that could possibly, like, do something, and it's all she has left, and it's like an active choice of, like, maybe add some, like, people who were nice to her along the way, some, like, juxtaposition to all of the bad things that happened because of her actions, and she takes that choice and maybe even sacrifices someone else, or sacrifices or cuts away that life, and fully embraces that she will do anything for this, you know? And then she does this, and her body regenerates, and all fucked up shit happens, and she wakes up in this form of her body. You know? And like, maybe surrounded by dead people who she were once her friends or whatever. Like, I just wrote something that I feel would be better. In my head, in 10 seconds. But the problem is, as I've said before, even if Wuthering Waves did that, even if they perfectly pulled off the visuals, the dialogue, and everything perfectly, the issue is a lot of the other elements are still poorly made, and that really means that the hyper moments of negativity that I see in her story, which has otherwise been all right, but I'm hyper focused on the smaller elements because so much is bad in the deeper elements. It's like making those. It's like, wow, we're in like a sewer, and then there's like a beautiful, delicious looking like pizza, and it's like, whoa, there's a pizza in the sewer. What? There's still a lot of problems with this fucking pizza, and that really doesn't help. It's in a sewer. It's in a fucking sewer. And like, oh man, olives, really? Like, I can improve this pizza, but it's still in a fucking sewer, man. 40s, in a gacha, the whales would explode. See, no. We still have her being cute, because remember, she's already like probably, like, if we're going by the logic of the game, she should be hundreds of years old, something like that, because she met the old version of us, and no one recognizes the old version of us, and I believe it's implied we're supposed to be like millions of years old, or at least thousands of years old, at least in the old version of us. So unless they're gonna do a pullback on that and say, oh, it was only like 50 years or something, but that doesn't make sense because they didn't say that to me before. There was much more of a Rover is over 1 million. I thought so. Rover was well over 1 million as well. But the point being, you would only show it in this cutscene. Even if it was just like cutscene of like, say, Zenless Zone Zero style with like the kind of manga panels, or it was just a big old cutscene with like the, you know, beautiful cutscene elements, like just that would have been my idea. Would have been snappy and great, because it would have established her as someone prepared to go all the way. It would establish her as someone who's betrayed others. It would establish her as someone who has all these goals and is prepared to do horrible things for them. Yes, you can feel bad for her. Yes, you can understand her. We can even sit there and like think of beloved moments of like, oh, if we could bring her back to the light. But we know she's too far gone, and her goals are too far gone. And no matter what you tell her, no matter what kind of like hand you hold out to her, she says to you, because obviously she's met us in the past, and I assume like that's going to come into the story, and she's, you know, whatever. Maybe we could have been someone she met, and she could have met us after, you know, there we go. We meet her in my idea. I'm adding to my idea from before. The rover meets her after she has gone through all that, like several, maybe decades or whatever after, or hundreds of years after, when she's doing her experiments, and they have a moment where they travel together, and like, where like there's a connection that forms, and there's like, it's like a, if I only had met you earlier kind of thing, like kind of thing could happen there. That'd be nice. Like, I know that, but like, honestly, like, I thought they were, like, when I first played number one, chapter 1, I did think they were going for something like this, but I didn't think she was going to have like a cum jar full of like old villages she wanted to revive. I thought it was going to be more, I honestly, I would have fucking hoped and loved this in retrospect. I was hoping she would be the one character who was desperately depressed about the fact that the rover deleted their original mind and original self. I was hopeful that Pavlova's entire narrative would be dedicated to, I loved the old rover. That person was someone I cared for. It was someone who saved me. It was someone I would do anything for, who then is dead. Like, who died, who lost their mind. Now, I know there are elements of she wants to, you know, bring the rover and make the rover not be like a slave to something or fate or whatever. But here's the thing, as I've stated 1,000 times before, they have never established and they've never built up the idea of the rover, original rover, being her own person. They always just have it as Rover's basically the same as she is now, just with a bunch of memories. They never really play on the idea of the death of memories as the death of a person, which I think is way more valuable. Imagine you were a person who was 1,000 years old, and for 900 years, you had a best friend who you loved to death. Maybe even romantically, maybe you'd gone so far beyond time and you've been together. We're in a Kaguya and Moku-like situation where you're lovers, but not quite married. You're friends, but not quite best friends. There's something that is beyond those labels between you two. And that other person, that other half of you, that person you've known for so long, sacrifices themselves and kills themselves. Yet, the Weathering Waves has not done the legwork to make that old rover someone that matters. If Shorekeeper should have cared more. But instead, Shorekeeper just kind of goes, oh, you're the same. You're just them. You're just them with minus memories. No one's lamenting. There is no... You know what we needed? What we needed was Shorekeeper earlier on in the narrative. We needed the story to go like this. Shorekeeper had to break down at one point. Tears needed to be running down her cheek as she looks at you, and another form of the character fades over that person. And like have them have a different outfit, have them be acting in a different way, have it be like a different kind of cutscene or something. And she's like, and when she says sorry and I miss you, she's not talking to you, she's talking to the you that is dead. The you that has had millions or thousands of years that she has known. The you that stuck through her with thick and thin, who was her creator, who was someone that mattered to her, and that she grasped her heart like ugly crying on the ground with as she like coming to the final realization as she meets the new you that you really did it. That the old you sacrificed everything. And those memories are burned and gone. Not a fucking wisp. Not a memory that can like little tinkle back to life. She is dead and gone. And every fucking flashback that happens in the narrative needs to show that you are a different person to the person you are now in a kind of personality sense. And there is a true loss there. A true death happened. And while she cares for you as you are now, you are still that person. She laments and she mourns the person that you once were. And that's what we are lacking in Weathering Waves. We are lacking that extra rover. We are lacking that woman, as I'm playing as a rover female, that meant so much to people dying and the impact of that. All it's treated like as is a temporary, oh, now you've forgotten, you're still the same person. It's never attached to the emotions and the feelings and the true gravitas that should be there. And it is very, very disappointing as a player to see such an easy thing to think of, something that anyone, including myself, including a normal player of any story could see as a true element, ignored. And it's why I talk back to it. Fundamentally, Weathering Waves has a problem. Very nice top-down, like, very good. And that is the big one. Now, what are you going to say? I'm sorry. Legendary Hag status, no spoilers. No, it's fair. Don't spoil me. Don't spoil me. Oh god, 7TV updated its interface. I hate it. What is 7TV? That will require writing emotional depth that could kill the average gacha player. You are right, but here's the thing. That's the reason why Weathering Waves isn't the top gacha of all time for me, and I don't think it ever will be. No matter how great the combat is, no matter how generous the gacha system becomes, and no matter how good the story tends to be later on, these fundamental problems are still fundamental problems. And it's why I think games like... I know all of you, some of you, most of you have played or at least know of Girls Frontline. Play Girls Frontline 1. I don't mean to play the game, just watch it as a visual novel. It's like a fucking 80-hour visual novel. Just play the visual novel. It will show you what a gacha game can fucking be. Now, is it perfect? No, of course not. Is the first start out a little bit rough? Yeah, of course, it's got a little bit of rough points. You know, and it starts off like any other gacha, but it builds in a way, and its lore is not broken the base. If Wuthering Waves had started off with a poor chapter 1 or season 1 or whatever you want to call it, and a decent lore built into it, I'd have been like, all right, this was a fucking terrible chapter 1, but the lore's interesting. They didn't break any fundamentals, and I'm here for the next parts. But the problem is they did break that base, and this is where we end up. And to those out there who love Wuthering Waves, please rest assured, I'm kicking this puppy while she's down because I love it. And because I want it to be better. I just don't think it can be at this point. And while I talk about ways to improve, this is not me just kind of saying, oh, I could do better. This is me lamenting that I can do better. I am lamenting that I, a sock on the internet, who came across these scenes not 10 minutes ago, can seemingly make up an idea that sounds better. And maybe, who knows, maybe they have something better. Maybe they do something even better than I can imagine, and I'm just, you know, a lie. Like, all of this is just like an idiot's thoughts. And you're sitting there scoffing like, ha, he doesn't know what's coming. That sock's a fucking idiot, because we're going to show him the next part where it turns out that Pavlova's actually a dragon girl, or some bullshit, you know, and maybe it's really done well. I can't spoil. I literally know nothing about the game. No, I was talking about Venox, because Venox said no spoil. But don't worry. It's just how I think. I know I look too deep into these things. I know I was like, it's not that deep, man. It's just a gacha game. I can't help it. I've played so many gacha games that combat, that hot women, there are a dime a dozen now. The only thing left that is a fundamental, differential kind of position to have for a gacha game between all the gacha games that are out there is narrative. And narrative is where I put 90% of my personal positions on things. You can have the best gameplay, the best titties, but narrative is everything. It's like saying that you go to university and like your grade is 20% tests during class and the rest is all done by one exam at the end of the year. And that one exam is the narrative. Most WuWa waifus are mid and they need a good story to make up the difference. I think a lot of their waifus, comparison to a lot of our games, I think the waifus are fine in terms of a lot of their designs. I think Lupa's design is quite aggressive and attractive. Like, you know, while you might say medium is premium here for Pavlova, Pavlova is quite beautiful. I think her design is like villainous and tragic and nice. And while I might be saying I want more things from it, and they could have changed up her outfit, I could say that about a million things. And like, even if they had no narrative in it being good, I would have said that. But I think she's cute, she's attractive. And a lot of the other characters are either cute, attractive, energetic, or fun. The designs look nice. Personality-wise, occasionally they hit it okay. But more often than not, I find that the characters are just torn down so poorly by the narrative that they're in, that even a character with a cool idea of like, you know, for example, Pavlova's mysterious kind of air to her, like desperate to get something done, but like, you know, ethereal and like, you know, at the end of her rope or whatever you want to say, doesn't really play well with the narrative that she has to work with. It's like having a gorgeous actor needing to step in with lines by the worst director ever, you know? Well, probably the worst writer and a poorly considered director. It's why WuWa. I think there are other characters. Like, I wouldn't say all, and there's any of the WuWa designs really jump out as me as the best gacha character designs, but they're quite nice and gorgeous. And while it is easy to say, oh, newer gacha or other gacha has better, harder characters, I think that's just a matter of like progression of like, well, obviously they do. Like, you know, obviously. But we're in an era where, like, you know, you can look at characters from all sorts of older gachas as well. You know, your Blue Archives, your Nikkeis, and like you can just see, I don't even play Blue Archive, but I play Nikkei. But you can look at these characters and you can see, oh, they're gorgeous and stuff. They're great, loving designs. And Pavlova's fine design. It's just really the narrative and their use that matters more than anything. I've seen 3 that are above average so far. Unfortunately, the trash Genshin still ahead of that in there. Genshin, I've always had problems with. I think, like, I played Genshin for the longest time, and the visuals of it never really managed to grasp the desired heights I want to. I note that with Hoyoverse in specific, it's very clear that the way they approach their games is they make a good game as they make their game, and there's a certain amount of improvement that they'll add into that game, but a lot of what they would have added into that game, like, you know, things like, oh, make the NPCs look better, oh, we could do this, we could do that, things that are a little bit too high, they take that and they put that in the next game. And you know this because you look at Genshin, go have a look at Star Rail. After Star Rail, have a look at Zenless Zone Zero. Like, they kind of progressively improve. Like, they progressively improve a lot of the elements, and you can clearly see the inspirations going off there in terms of visuals and interactives and stuff like that. It's just how they approach, which is why you got to say, it's another reason to say Genshin is never going to change up the game so much that it'll become like more impressive in a lot of the ways that you might hope. Hey there, thanks for Paulie Wally fan for following. What's up? Thanks. I have seen 3 that are above average. So, okay, yeah. But like, it is what it is. It is what it is. And I personally hope and would wish they would improve. But it's the nature of the game, the way gachas go and how they build up and stuff like that. It's just how things go. All right. Okay. Well, let us continue though. I gave my thoughts. I will talk with the audience members, even though I usually don't want to. Just as a little thing, you know. I went into a back alley of Denny's and I stabbed a bitch. It was really sad. Some ancient forbidden composition challenges, supposedly by musicians. Oh my god, I've returned! Yeah, the ancient forbidden. Why are they forbidden? I mean, I guess they're gonna tell me. What it is, they were so depressing they drag anyone right to the edge of despair. They were condemned as luring people to ruin. That's kind of neat. So she basically had a depressing song, so depressing it made people kill themselves. Based. Based! Damn, girl! No one else is fucking clapping. You know, if I like recorded this part, took out the music and sped it up, I could use that. It's like a plap plap sound. You have no choice but to all with us. That lady's going to have bruises on her hands. Indeed. That's why she has the gloves, to cover up the... Oh no, the other guy started clapping again. I guess she's not alone. So lucky you trend content. Pavlova, I'm ready for your biggest... Aww. Thank you. Alright, let me go talk to... You know, actually, no, fuck it, I'm leaving. No! They won't let me. I wanted to leave. I was like, nah, I'm not going to talk to you. I don't talk to women. Gross. Those chairs have like no real back on them. I mean, they're alright, I guess, but man, where's the lumbar support? This is a dream. Wait, is this the... Wait, is this a dream? Or is this actually what happened? It might be actually what happened. Perhaps a silent mourning is more suitable, so such a depressing piece. See, here again. She should have been in different colors, different characters, and her voice, tell the voice actor to do something different. That would have been it. That's all you had to do. Just suggest a different personality for the rover. That's all you needed to do. And they couldn't do that. You're the first person you found sorrow in it. Oh, look, they're connected. Are they going to make out? I hope they make out. That might... What's your mourning for? Why are you the saddened girl? Tribulation of survival. Well, Rover is literally like, you know, a fucking millionaire-old dragon god, so I can imagine that Rover could probably figure out the differences.
どうしてそう思うの？
Because I'm a dragon
他
god.
にはない生々しさがあった。
Felt like it come from something real. God, if only they took my advice. Ooh, here's an idea. Imagine Rover, long hair, like long hair, in a different outfit. Take away all the blacks. Maybe just add a little bit. Just give me that. Oh God, I know I'm dreaming. I'm dreaming of a better game. I think the lace eye bandage is pretty cute. Definitely better than the rat. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Like, I think the lace eye is very cute as well. Like, why would you put, like, rags? You trying to, like, imply something as, like, my sweet domestic abuse?
ここは遺跡の上に再建されたの。
Wait, they built this over fucking the ancient town? Ha!
遺跡？
Okay. Ancient town? Bruh. That looked like an average fucking town in the game already. Okay, here's what you do. This is what you really fucking need to do. Like I said when we first went to our Kumjar world, you needed to make the Kumjar world like something from the old world. It had to look like a world that existed on Earth before the calamity. That level of shit, you know? That's what they needed. They didn't pull it off. Imagine Futanari Rover. You know what? Gonna throw it out there. But if they had fucking randomly added in that, like, the rover has the ability to change form in, like, a lot of ways, could you imagine the fucking Dojins? Imagine at the start, you know how you choose between male and female rover. Rather than being male or female, what if it is that they reveal that the rover is like a dragon god and has gone through many forms throughout time and, like, regardless doesn't give a fuck. I suppose they'd probably, like, you could just be like, then you could have all sorts of stuff. You could be like Futanari Rover if you really wanted to. But unfortunately, this is not Futanari Rover. This is Woman Rover. I have chosen Woman Rover. The Futa Rover is an unlockable that they will never give us because they have no courage. Oh, 100% there's got to be Futa Rover. She's going to be like, I'm using my true Excalibur. You know what's sad? I'm just going to throw it out here. I think this might be the biggest proof that WuWa hasn't grabbed my attention. I haven't seen any YouTube on YouTube, not YouTube, sorry, on Twitter. I've never seen the Twitter algorithm deliver me WuWa porn. And if that's not an indication of love and interest, I don't know what is. No divine blessings, no co-voting, only desperate hands clinging to life, defending the struggle of the town, strolled by disaster, erased for disaster. See? I like what you're doing here. Again, you should have made it really clearly Earth. I should have seen people on Earth. Or an Earth-like nation. If you don't want to go Earth exactly, it should have been a technologically advanced nation that had all the elements of the old world. The problem is its cartoonish element is there, and that's why I think it should have been a cutscene. If you made the Kumjar world and everyone in it a cutscene, you could have easily displayed a world that was very clearly the old world. We already saw the old world in part with all the ruins and the destruction of, like, the place in the previous areas and stuff. They could have shown that off better, but as it is, as far as I was concerned, I was like, isn't this just like a random town in the middle of the existing world? And that's the problem you get. WuWa, more like Futa based. To be fair, I like Nikkei, but but to have porn of it on my Twitter, okay, that's fair. No porn of it? Oh yeah, okay. The what jar world? It's the cum jar world. That's exactly what it is, and I will hear no difference. She took all of her fruits and she put them inside a cum jar with a bunch of, like, monsters and shook it up a bit, and yeah, she keeps it there. It's a cum jar. It's just that okay, maybe I'm taking a few creative liberties now that I think about it. But I'm going to keep calling her that. Just like she's called Pavlova. It's funny.
哀れな住民たちの命はまるで花の朝露のようね。
These good people lie long for the flowers and their caps dying before they sickened.
そして私たちの足元にある土地は完全な廃墟と化し、かつての完成は失われた。
I honestly feel there's the outline of a good story here. The outline.
ため息もうめき声も天まで届く悲鳴さえも途絶え、世界は終わりを迎える。それは予想していた爆発音よりもずっと軽い音だったわ。
Okay, don't put in I like what you were saying, Japanese-wise, but really not with a bang, but with a whimper. With a whisper? Come on. Come on. Don't put that in the fucking script. Don't put that in the fucking script. That, like, you don't put, like, cliched or quote lines like this unless you're really unsure. Okay, this is something I didn't talk about, but I'll talk about it tomorrow in length. But recently, I was going through some random things on Royal Road, which for those who don't know is just basically a mixture of people who want to make fan fiction. I didn't read the fan fiction, but I was reading basically self-published novels, just reading a few of them. Saying a lot of the problems I noticed was a tendency to put with a bang, but with a whimper. Like they would put in this. I know this is whisper, but they'd put in quote type shit, tropey type shit, and it really just drags you right out. Doesn't feel like I'm reading something as much as I'm looking at a bunch of tropes being thrown in. But a lot of these stories are written by younger people who, are doing their best, and they get somewhere and they get their Patreons paid. But they can't pull me over the line with that kind of shitty goddamn writing. However, look, once again, look at her lips. That's a lot of the focus on the thing. Don't show eyes, look at lips. Oh my god, who survived? Who could it be?
彼女は廃墟の中で生存者を探したけれど、一人も見つけられなかった。いくら廃墟を歩き回ったところで、あの死に満ちた地獄から抜け出せなかった。
She shouldn't be wearing the black outfit. She should be wearing the fancy dress outfit she had for going to the thing. Or it should be torn and ripped. But then again, that's again money thing.
この生存者は死んだ人よりも大きな苦痛を味わったと思う。
Do you think this lone survivor suffered more than the dead? Yeah, usually. I mean, considering the fact that you were hit by a fucking asteroid, I'm gonna say that was probably the most instant death you can get. My brothers. Imagine you're just standing there being cute anime girl, and then bam! You didn't have to worry about that at all. No, I'd live. No, I'd win. Yeah, I'd win. Don't worry, I'd just punch it. I'd one punch man it.
コンサートの下で眠る物語はこの曲の原型よ。 私は生存者が背負った思いを音楽にして代わりに伝えているだけ。
So I'm guessing this is trying to be the meeting between the two. It just feels more like a dream sequence, and it doesn't really get it. It's not really getting across the meeting of two people who will come to care for one another to the point where something where she would really care about her past self. You know what I'm saying?
彼女が言っていた言葉を。なぜ私たちの世界はこうなってしまったの?
This pain might be the new... What the fuck are you saying, Rover? This woman is telling you about her pain, and you're just saying, this pain might be the seed of a new hope. Shut the fuck up! It's just empty platitudes. Oh, it sounds deep, I have to say it. What's you meaning? I mean, your tits are kind of nice. If the world can't be changed, then maybe it's time to a new path.
それが家庭をひっくり返すものだとしても
conceptually, the idea that the rover gives Pavlova the idea to go on to become a villain is interesting, but once again, watered down by the rover being just kind of boring and uninteresting. I love accidentally solving puzzles, guys. It made it so me feel so much. Oh my god, my brain. That's me whenever I come across a gacha puzzle. Guys, I passed the puzzle design for 7-year-olds. I'm kind of a big deal. You know what's deep? You know what's deeper? The crater where her village used to be. Ah! True! True! Actually, it's not that deep. It's kind of had still, like, buildings with stamps. It's like the fire in it. What the fuck is wrong with that goddamn asteroid? Just, like, not killing someone? I mean, it's got to be magical bullshit, but, like, come on. They're still, like, standing shit. Let's be honest. If you hit something with an asteroid, that's like rods from God. That's nuke-level shit, bro. There should be nothing left. Just like how I chose to change myself. What? What did you change? Is this the part where they should have gone to a bedroom? It would have been better. I started over. Well, of course. I mean, like, it's not that deep, bro. God, we're throwing waves. You're jumping here. What you need? Okay, let me fucking rewrite this once more. All right, the meeting between Pavlova and Rover. So, what are we trying to establish? We're trying to establish that the Rover was someone who was important to Pavlova. Let's take the idea that Rover was someone who inspired Pavlova to make actions, and perhaps they were together for a time. That's our end goal here. Now, how do they meet? They're in a concert hall. All right. Now, I'm already standing by. I'll say this. 1, take away this idea of using the in-game cutscene logic. 1, just make it like a simplified painting kind of cutscene like you were doing for the burning of the city, just with the rover. 2, cut down on the conversation. I do not need to see the exact moment where Pavlova was inspired to do evil, or I don't need to see this like kind of fantasy random 2 people meet and we're immediately talking about her past of like the dead city and throwing that in our face, because all of that is very clearly a purposeful thing to push into the reader's face or the player's face to say, this is what happened, look right here, this is what happened. That's what they're doing. Let's cut that shit. Let's just do 2 things. We have a beautiful kind of matte painting kind of 2D thing of her doing her opera to and a music type thing, not opera, sorry, her violin music to a grand hall. And as she finishes up, the people all praying for her. And we've already seen all the cutscenes of what happened previously. As we see that, and she's kind of moving away, we see this kind of, the clapping like fading out into the background, all the praise and like the flowers falling down. As she's walking out of the hall, isolated, we see like, and this is more of a metaphorical thing, not like a literal thing, this is kind of showing, we see the rover come into the side, and and then we have not talking between them, but Pavlova says, and Pavlova's voice says, and then you called out to me. Only you, amongst everyone in the crowd, could see that this song was not some joyful thing. Only you could see what was beneath this song. And that was the beginning. And cut! And cut! That's all you need. A beautiful moment as a hand reaches out to the other as they kind of talk, and everything else can be your imagination. What did they go on to do? Did they go on to become great friends? Did they discuss these things that are being discussed right now? Probably, but not in the first fucking 10 minutes of meeting. All you needed to say was that little line that Pavlova says that the rover noticed and imply that they perhaps talked or went on for more. But no, it's just bullshit. It's just endless bullshit of like, let's just make them have their emotional moment right here with our fucking bullshit ass rover. It's just so fucking goddamn. I'm getting more upset because the fact is that I kind of like some of these elements. I enjoy some of these things more than I don't. And it kind of shocks me how it can fall into these ruts. How easily I, who's not even that smart, who's not even that really good at these things, can turn around and seemingly design something better. And I think that's like the fundamental problem I have with Wuthering Waves so far. So many of its elements I can improve in 10 minutes. 10 fucking minutes. And I'm not an impressive person. I have tried writing my own stories. I'm not good. If you're on the Patreon, you've probably read my fucking short stories I put on there. I'm not good. I am not good at those things. I tried my best for those things, but I'm shit. I should not be able to so easily improve Pavlova's story. I should not be so easily able to cut fat from this narrative and improve it. It blows my mind. It just blows my mind. I thought the Impreg story was pretty good. You know what? Rover gets pregnant with Pavlova's child. 10 out of 10. I'll accept it. Let's just at this point, let's just go off the deep end. Again, more than I imagined from Transformers. See, imagine if there was no words here and just this image. Just this image. The music, the voiceover if she met someone, and then we see this image faded in, and we just zoom in on this one image. That's all we needed. Everything we needed was right there.
この曲は未完成よ。人々の過去の歌を加えて曲の一部にすることで完成する。
I want to include all the dead people. When this piece was truly complete, I'll come back. Wow.
本当に?
Is that a promise? And she's sounding like kind of sweet and innocent there. Again, not earned. Because if you want Pavlova to be more innocent and stuff, you need to like make more delineation between her attitudes and her voicing. Occasionally they do it okay, but more often than not, she feels like just the same character kind of smeared a little bit. Occasionally they get it okay, but they smear it together. The idea of her, like, also, she's suddenly obsessed with me. She suddenly loves me. She suddenly wants to gobble my knob, which doesn't make sense. I would love to see this look on her post a position of, like, implying we had been together and friends for a long time. We literally met in 5 minutes. If the rover leaves from here and then it's implied the rover never comes back and this is their one meeting, I'm going to be like, oh, wow. Okay, yeah, that's Wuthering Waves for you. You met 10 minutes, you wanted to gobble that knob, and then, like, it's now stuck with you for the last 5,000 years. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, woman. Move the fuck on. Yes, no matter where I am, I will return. Fucking hell. This is so cheap. This is so fucking cheap, guys. Holy shit, Wuthering Waves. Every promise matters, no matter what I make it see through matter the cost. Oh my god. This is so fucking cheap and unearned. It's like slapdash. It's like the writing of a 14-year-old. Like a clever 14-year-old, but a 14-year-old. God, I hate the writings of Wuthering Waves.
席を用意して、それと少し聞かせてほしい。あなたの言うやり直したとは一体何を?
Oh, I want to hear your starting. Oh, see, look at this. None of this. I don't believe this connection. I don't believe these things. I don't trust these things. Now, if you wanted to include those references, starting over, the promises she made, all you fucking needed to do was have a later on part where I'm not following through with my promises and have that be a moment where Pavlova flashes back to something where she's sitting with you after we've had this scene where I say it's much quicker and much more, poetic. After we've had this scene where like decades and years of the person you once were and the promise you made, like I shouldn't hold you to that. There was a different time. You don't remember what we shared. That's all you need. That's all you need. And then like a half-second flash screen of a moment between the two where like Rover is reaching out a hand saying, I'd love to come here at the end of this song. She can be dressed in other clothes. They can be like almost like as though they're together in some other location, maybe a date, maybe whatever. You just let our imagination run wild. One thing that Wuthering Waves has done a very poor job of, and I think this is a very big problem, they're not letting our imagination take the reins. They don't say something and then leave it like just frame the story or elements of the story to imagine the relationship between these two. No, we have to forcefully sit through a ham-fisted element of Rover came to her concert. At the concert, they had a deep, meaningful conversation, and then they said the promises together, and then it's over. They don't leave the shit to your imagination. They don't just frame a moment here and there and then let you imagine the rest. And to be honest, remember what I've said in the past. Mystery box elements have been the best elements of Wuthering Waves so far. And that's because they never really went into these things. This is the mystery box. They're opening up Pavlova's villain mystery box, and inside of her box is this. I'm just saying, not a very good box. She just leaves. Just leaves. Stands up and walks away. Real. They're just way too obsessed with trying to tell us the details. I don't know, man. She might have had a fantastic box. We haven't seen it yet. That's true. After this stream, let me just look up on YouTube. I'll look up on Google Pavlova box images. We'll see what comes up. Oh my god! Wait a minute! Oh, you didn't... Oh, it was me all along? See, this is where I say this was written by a fucking 14-year-old. They didn't think that you would notice this. They didn't think you would fucking know. I noticed this in chapter 1 game. This is not a reveal. This is not a reveal. Do not pretend it is a reveal. God, I hope not, because if this is how the actual thing went in real life, I think everyone around you should be staring at you. Why are you two so weird? Okay, you're going with the villain option of maybe she lied to you? But you haven't... No. You've put too much effort. If you really wanted to actually think that, but you know you haven't done anything. Some people don't pay attention to stories. I guess that's true. That's the problem, though. I think they go too far with it. They're aiming at literal fucking... Like, I'm talking like literal 10-year-olds. I'm not kidding. I think the narrative is being written with the belief system of, if you are 10, you can understand this. Like, and I believe that's a big negative thing. Give me a second. I just need to ban some guy. There we go. But yeah, it's a big fucking negative. Okay, there we go. There's the devoted watcher. The voice of this person. Again, the actual villain. The real villain. Because she was always good all along and she can do no wrong. I fucking hate it so much. I hate it. 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 Beating over the head so hard you need to grab a stick off a pallet to reach the cutscene. Fuck me, it's so bad. Now we gotta watch this part where the real villain shows, because Pavlova's always a good girl. She was just led in a bad path. Fucking hate this game so much. It's so fucking stupid and predictable. How does people enjoy this? Thank you, I'm happy. This reunion is an unexpected surprise. Today was just a grin. Look, it's Twist. Her Tupla. It's just a Tupla. I mean, like, about 3 people? I think, like, I did say before. Actually, maybe like 15? You're very unpopular, Pavlova. Alright, her Tupla is disappearing, guys. Look out! Pavlova's Tupla is disappearing! Believe it or not, some people just can't connect the dots. Really? Oh, I mean, okay. See, here's the thing, though. It's okay if people can't connect the dots. You just need to, like, subtly build something up. The most beautiful thing in a story like this is that you don't go over the top with it. You do the subtle thing, and then you have that moment. I'm okay with the moment of like, oh my god, it was you all along. That's okay, but you need to build up to that in a more subtle way. And you don't, and like a lot of the story along the way has literally been kicking you in the teeth, telling you what's happening over and over and over. They just tell you what's happening rather than let it be a thing. Because like, I love a story, and a good story, that when you reach a big twist or a moment, you go, oh wow, this is happening. And then other things connect into your place. Your mind goes back and you go, oh, that's why that happened. All of these things click into place. You don't need an excessive fucking over-the-top description of the earlier parts where they're just like obviously hinting and pushing this so fucking much. It's so much in your face as though you're a child. You just need to get to this part, and then I'll accept some level of explaining. I'll be like, all right, yeah, okay. I would have preferred you just continued on after the reveal, but a little bit explaining, like, in your narrative context, at that point, that's okay. But Weathering Waves does this as though every second fucking scene. And to be honest, I think it loads onto the scenes maybe a solid 40% of pointless dialogue. A solid 40% pointless dialogue. All right, Triss died. Hell yeah, 10 out of 10, finally. Finally, kid's dead, everyone. Her Tupla is gone. See, obviously this is Theoden again, the worst fucking villain ever made. See, this is the dress she should have been wearing in that thing, not just the black version. Okay, so here we go. This is the time skip thing that I was talking about. So basically, she went down the science path to try and do these things, but they used her. See, that's the incorrect path. She should be using them. I once turned to the people asking if Waveform's moment had ever been created alive, but I was cursed and branded a harbinger of doom and terrified. They called her a witch and stuff like that. That's what they were saying in the Japanese and stuff. Again, she should have been the witch. This should have been her taking paths down to darkness, not her being used and abused. You're turning her into a waifu, not someone who has agency. She's not making her own choices here. So I begged more and sought silence again and again, failure upon failure. And then, of course, the final person again uses her again, and it's all a villain and stuff like that. Wait, was this supposed to be like the first moment Triss appeared before her? Again, done so badly that it's insane. Like, done so badly it was insane. As far as I was concerned, I was like, oh, so she just knows her. If you saw the person that you knew when you were like up from 1,000 years ago or 100 years ago who was dead come back to life, what I should have seen is her eyes go crazy wide, her face go whoa, like pale white, and like just like, how are you? And like Triss would be like, oh, it's so fun to be with you. And like she should stagger forward, reaching out. Then she disappears. Instead of the acting that she was like, oh, we're hanging out again, yay. It's like, what, who writes this? Who writes this? There's like, it's like every second fucking cutscene is made by a different person. And here's our villain. Fleeting moment, yes, but only again. Here we go. See, here's the big problem, fucking Wuthering Waves fans. Are you listening to me right now? You have this cute girl being forced into being a villain. She is told to be evil. You are doing everything in your power to remove her agency and make her a princess in a castle. There is no character here of thought. She has no freedom. She is just a poor girl in a tower. You need to give her agency. Why the fuck is this happening like it is? Why the hell are you writing with such bad fucking intentions? God, it sickens me that people enjoy this. It's just Theoden villain talk again. It's a little better at the least. Yeah, like this is clearly like he's doing a villain speech here, you know, creep more to the last syllable recorded time until the day she's more real, more joyful than ever. Yes, it's a villain. He's dragging her in and suggesting her, like he's giving her that, you know, oh, look here, I'm offering you the world, you know, villain offer of like poison pill. And it's a bit better than the original Theoden we had, which is just like, I'm big and evil. But they have done an awful job when it comes to the Theoden. An awful fucking job of designing a main villain that is supposed to be manipulative. It feels less manipulative and more like just villain of the week who likes to say evil shit. It's so badly done, it sickens me. This might be another villain who's not the Theoden, and at that point I'm like, okay, maybe at least they might have something, but knowing Wuthering Waves, they'll show it as like a cute guy, and be like, but he's actually just a cool little bean, and he never wanted to hurt anyone, and he wanted to bring back his wife, or some fucking trash. I just want to go into the characters. This guy is the leader of the practice. I figured he was the leader of the practice. And that's why they do the story and the writers are doing everything in their power to say, I know she's on the big bad side, but she's actually cute and nice and not bad at all, and you love her, and she never did anything wrong. Wow. I fucking hate this story so much it hurts. Like, it is legitimately painful to watch this. If I was playing this game, and I would have done this a long time ago, if I was playing this game on my own and not for stream, I would have stopped so fucking earlier. I would have thrown Wuthering Waves into the trash where it belongs. Because the narrative for these characters is disgustingly simplistic, vibe-coded bullshit made by people trying to make money and not trying to make any sort of sense. I'll be off now. I'll go. All right, see you later, Kyo. I'm gonna end this soon, probably anyway. We've got a few more minutes though, but no, I'll keep playing for now. It's so. I hate it so much. I hate it. Nah, shut up, Theoden. You're clearly the Theoden. You're clearly evil. Shut the fuck up. I don't care. Beacon of Hope. No, in the next 10 minutes and or 10 minutes before the end of the fucking game as itself, it will reveal, oh wow, the practice were actually truly, the fact is, man who was acting all evil was actually evil? Oh, wow. See, what you fucking need is not some obvious snake salesman. What you need is someone who was legitimately someone that would be able to follow. Someone who had like aura and someone who had like impact. But no. Still less than 30 minutes until the end of this chapter. Alright. I should go through faster. The resources and knowledge and technology. You've met others, though our past experience differs, our goal remains the same. You're clearly just so evil and it sucks so mad. You're not even trying to write a character that's worth like you're not even trying to write a character who might have some level of an opinion that's different. No, instead it's just like I met the Rover in a fucking random concert and then I decided to join the villains. It's so fucking badly written. Oh wow! Oh, she's gonna recruit. Why is every gacha in my life always want to make the villains be like so poorly designed and less and unthought of? Oh no, anime girl, don't do it. A shift in the melody means a change. That's what you told me. Oh my god! I was secretly still here the whole time! That is a completely different thing from what she actually said, by the way. Like, text-wise. Oh my god! Is this view all along? It seems your recovery is in sync with the merging between you and the beam. There's no reason... Why do I even want this fucking gem? After you just tried to trap me? I modded your metal failed to play its part, and so once again the choice is yours. I don't... I'm reaching that level of apathy for the game that I had at the end of Carthia's arc. God, Lupa's arc maybe really was the best purely because it was kind of mid, as opposed to being so fucking... Oh, did I really hear it, or was this a lie? Yeah, you did, of course. Oh look, she's no longer got random like bullshit in the back of her hair, as though she's hurt. It would be nice if you actually like told a story as opposed to making this shitty bullshit. Fucking bullshit fan fiction. You don't have to write anything. You don't even know how to write anything. Obviously bad guy, so the people playing the game don't have to think about whose side is who because all the cute girls are secretly being controlled to evil bad guy. Yeah, that's what I fucking hate. Oh, she's no longer like hurt. She had like a handful of marks on her before. Maybe she still has them. No, they came back. No, she still has them. That sucks. I was hoping the marks on her body would be like part of like the story. I thought they would be like part of like showing off that she was like harmed. But no, of course they can't go that far. I just gotta go fight Fenrico and win the game. Hello, final boss. Oh my god, it's a cutscene. She's hot. She's sexy as fuck. Oh no, you lost. Ooh, we're hugging each other. Oh my god, he's a villain. Oh god, who would have thought? He's a villain. Oh my god. He's a villain. Go fight him. Go fight him. You get it? Bonk. Bonk. More villains? Nope. Let's go. We'll turn back to the sexy version. Wait, whoopsie. There we go. Bonk. Alright, fight the last boss. Go! Oh my god, he's a bad guy because he's a man. You can tell. Because he's not cute. Cute girls can't be truly evil. They're all misled by others. You understand that? No one's told me why I want this gem, by the way. So I just need to hit it some. Oh wow. Such a difficult game, wow. Honestly, I prefer it when they're jumping around rather than just a big shield. Maybe that'll be the second phase. Ow! Yeah, I'm fucking up a bit. Probably because I got annoyed at the game. Oh, I'm in. Get him. Die. You made great ultimates. Always look great. Damn it. Another shield. Dragon head? Alright. Stop it! It's not fair. Oh god, he's putting me in the cum jar! Jeez. Ow, I couldn't see that. That's not fair. Fuck you. Okay, okay, alright. So it's a combo. I'm gonna forget that immediately. Ah, combo! Run away! Oh, didn't. Bonk! Oh, I see. Go into the place where I'd never die. Easy. What now? What now? What? That was really shitty and unexciting. Open the shield up, go in there and hit him in the face. Oh, now she's sad. Wah, wah, wah. Damn it. Third face. Everyone wants a good power bank. It's one that won't fall apart and can give you a phone like at least 3 charge for its full. Damn, totally worth it. See, the problem is I don't actually see the problem with giving the power bank to Pavlova. Like, sure, well, so what? Like, is there a bad downside? Do I need it? Like, not really. I'm not on. Maybe I didn't notice something because of all the bullshit that's going on, but like, it doesn't feel that bad. Oh, I'll go back into this. Just in there again. Oh no! I'll go back to. What? What? No! No! That's so unfair. That's. Oh, that's right there. Wait, that's all it did? That's all it did? Holy shit! That is. Oh my god! This isn't even a fight. That's all it did by not being in the shield because... Man, whatever. Oh no, hit him a bunch. I want to get that power bank. My phone needs to charge so much. I want ultimate charge power. Gachas keep disappointing at us. That's what they do. Oh my god, I get to see what's under his mask. Oh my god. Is she gonna kill him or am I gonna kill him? Oh, shut up, Rover. No one gives a fuck about it. Oh no! Wait, there's another face? Very good visuals every time. But just as a vibe-coded story. Oh my god, random energy pulse, whatever that means. What now? Are we gonna make it? Are we gonna have we're gonna get the secret backstory for Fenrico now? Oh, Fenrico's secret backstory, where he secretly, his whole family died in an explosion, and you can't have it. A pathway of injustice must be fortified with further trench. You can't, yeah, whatever. At this point, whatever. Oh no, he's actually a good guy. All misled by a big evil man. It's always that, isn't it? Oh my god, he activated a laser. Oh, wow, he's actually a good guy now, guys. Wow. Yeah, they love having their cake and fuck it too. Yeah, pretty much. It's all about, like, having the cake, having the victory, having everything go the way they want. What do you mean it didn't work? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. She doesn't say judgment, but it's like, what are you using to base your thing on? Bro, are you about to go up to someone and say to them, your life's choices that have probably lasted thousands of years at this point, if not at least hundreds, have all been wrong and you should just give up? You're the one person who you can't fucking say, stop trying your endless journey for one thing, it totally won't work. That's not how this works. You know what? As much as I shit on Pavlova's narrative and how they show it off, yeah, go for it, Pavlova. One of these paths surely leads back to him. You know what? Go for it. I do not want to see Pavlova give up. I want to see her do something truly evil. I'm not starting over. I've done it time. True, based Pavlova. What's the choice of changing something that's not realistic nor attainable? What the fuck are you talking about? You're literally a god? Shut the fuck up, Rover. Oh, no. No, not I know. She said, I like what she said in Japanese, which is, no, that's possible. Those fading reservations did not and cannot return to life. No matter how long you hold on to their frequencies, they're all the same. The village is dead. What you created are tactic discords. If you continue the turning and turn, you're not creating paradise, you're creating hell. Yes, you... Alright. I saw that village. The fact that they were even 10% of the time acting like humans implies that there's a fucking, like, possibility here. Make her the struggle. Yes, unironically, I like Pavlova's story and elements better. If Pavlova was the main character, Hey, I'd be more interested.
人は生き返らない。
People don't come back to life. She just said that in Japanese.
つまり、あなたの目に彼らは人として映っている。
There you go! Literally Pavlova pointing out. So you saw them in their human form. Pavlova pointing out, like, so Rover, you just saw them in human
な
form.
ら、人を生き
Yeah, literally.
ことができない。
Unironically, Pavlova's got you there. Okay, now you're just pivoting. So how can you tell the goal is untable? The goal is the one Fractus gave you. You're just fucking pivoting? Yes, the Fractus are evil. And we're one day going to reveal that they're actually been teasing her this whole time. Fuck, I hate this story so much. Every time they have something mildly interesting, they ruin it.
仮初めのテリスの姿を見て、あんたは本当に人が生き返ると思ったの？
Fleeting illusion, everything you say it can come real. I mean, she's a scientist.
フラクトシデスは私に可能性を示して、
Fractus showed me the way forward. Yeah, pretty
た
much.
とえ彼らには別の目的があったとしても、互いを利用する関係だったとしても、私は厭わない。
Yeah, she doesn't care. Yeah, I get it.
一歩一歩
If they can help me take this step, then another step may follow, and another, and no matter how the price will pay it, until I reach the end. You know, here's the thing.
必ず結末にたどり着けると信じて。
I like this character. Right this moment. She's the closest to being someone I like. Someone who stands up and is making their own choices. Which is what I complained about earlier. You need someone who's desperate to make their choice, someone who won't back down, someone who actually has rationality and reasons to make their choice, not just, you're being tweaked. And although they played that card a bit, and they probably will fucking follow through with that being tricked thing, I prefer this. Right now, Pavlova, and for whatever and the Rover at odds ends that cannot be exchanged at all. And that's what I prefer. Problem is, they probably will come up with some bullshit and eventually they'll be best friends and make out on a couch or something. But this is what I want for the whole time. Not in this fleeting moment as though like a fucking ghost you see in the corner of your eye.
友情、同情、
Love, sincerity, compassion, trust.
信頼。
I really would prefer that she was like much more in the Fractus, because the way they're treating it, they're trying to pretend like she's kind of just like a contractor, or not even a contractor, like a slave working for them, which I really don't like. I would prefer that she was in the Fractus for realsies, which is why I was saying earlier on, she should have met those Fractus in the field and then used them as like they should have shown the Fractus helping her and being on her side, not just like this weird collection of people, megalomaniacs who all want to kill each other.
あなたと仲間の信頼関係はフラクトシデスにとって子供の遊びに過ぎない。永遠の絆もなければ欺瞞や裏切りも存在しないのが私。
You and your cronies are but a jest to the Fractus. No bonds last forever. True loyalty is last when they betray. No betrayal, only deceit. This is some edgelord writing. You could still write this like this and still like make it be interesting. It's just so badly put together.
とうに消えているわ。
And no hunger harbor such illusions.
どれほど深く他人を信頼して出会いを望みながら辛抱強く十字路で待っていたとして、その人はとっくにかつて交わした約束を忘れているかもしれない。
Oh my god! The big reveal! I really did meet her! By the way, we showed that promise and that scene. The promise was to come back and watch your fucking play! It was, okay. It was to come back and watch your goddamn play. It wasn't to come back and, like, get involved in your bullshit revival systems. And here's the big bullshit. They should have made it that. I should have been helping her. One of those flashback scenes, if they had done it in my preferred way, where everything was her own choice, should have been me working with her in a laboratory, legitimately attempting this. And then, after us getting close and all of that, That should have been the promise. Not some bullshit of like, I met you at a play once 5,000 years ago and you promised you'd come watch the next one. Wow. And then you forgot everything. What a bitch. It's just like, oh my God, it's so fucking badly written. It sickens me. For all of the, it doesn't matter. I don't care how well your voice can project that pain, Pavlova. Your voice actor might be amazing, but your writers are bottom of the fucking barrel. No, I won't wait any for. Do I have an option to say something like that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life? Oh my God, we're gonna fight. Well, not another fight after that bullshit with Fenrico. And I kind of want her to win, honestly. No, fuck you. Fuck you. I like the idea of what they're trying to achieve here. It's just so badly done that sickens me. I've said it. You met me in a fucking... Oh, God. Yeah, memories. Now, don't worry. No one cares about the fact that I extravagate my memories, because the fact that that's apparently doesn't matter at all. And we met once in a fucking theater. Once. Yeah, unironically. Motions make us human, your bright lights and the memories. Yeah, I get it. I get it, Pavlova. You are correct. Memory matters. That matters more than anything. Why did no one else say this? What madness, more cruelty would cast them all aside. See, here's another problem. See, I clearly don't know, which implies to me that she's going to tell me one day and I'm going to be like, oh, that makes sense and we'll be best friends. Let's have toxic Yuri. See, I should know. Fucking Pavlova should not be turning around and being all like, why did you do this? Why could you do... No, Pavlova should love me. Unironically. If they wanted to go down this path, that is. And then turn around and say, it's not worth it. You didn't need to sacrifice yourself. You threw away everything, no matter what I did to try and stop you. The memories you had are you. Like, just imagine this line she's throwing out. Like, you killed yourself. Killed yourself for what? For failure. For a fate worse than death. And I'm going to stop that. Like, something like that. But instead we get this half-assed bullshit, vibe-coded story that sickens me. You know? And now they're trying to say, look, you've gone further than I ever did. Ooh. God. A brave new world is a really bad thing to say, considering Brave World was like a bad place. See, once again, this feels like something they made up on the spot. Once again, I'm blaming you with the memory thing. None of it makes sense. Plus, furthermore, it's not like she sacrificed anything. Like, for example, if Pavlova was here saying she sacrificed her memories of who she was, she killed that person of who she was, and you threw it all away for nothing, and then you had the audacity to do that, and you didn't think about the people left behind, like the people that would have worked with you, that were working towards things, like you know, maybe if there's still some mystery about what Pavlova doesn't know, there was a better narrative here. It just doesn't fucking exist for these writers. I would put... Okay, see? The idea that I originally was as crazy as Pavlova, that the rover was more crazy than the Pavlova, is a gold one. Why is every flashback involving the rover literally the same happy-go-lucky, like, well, not happy-go-lucky, but the same, oh yes, I would do anything to help people. I love everyone. I talk in the same method. There's literally no difference between the me now and the me before. There's no difference. There's no gravitas of someone prepared to sacrifice everything. There's no personality to lose. It is nothing. Do we already know why or for whom she killed her own self? I believe there's been suggestions to it, but a lot of that happened in chapter 1, and I fucking melted chapter 1 from my brain. But generally, I believe she's just got some idea of how to beat the Theoden or some bullshit to try and... It's her eternal enemy or some bullshit like that. That's why she made all the gods, made all the cities. Literally, every city in this world so far has literally been made by the main character. I'm a god. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh my god, Rover! Rover, you piece of shit! Rover! Holy shit, Rover! Rover, you're blaming Pavlova for a handful of killings she did in chapter 1, maybe? You piece of shit! Rover, you made Black Shore. Let's bring this up. This is some deep lore. Black Shore was a big machine that sacrificed people and like brain melted them for its needs and stuff. A system that Rover invented. Even if in the modern day she changed it up because, I don't know, feelings and wanted to change it. You have no fucking ground to stand on, bitch. Chinese censorship laws going extremely dark on these stories riskier. You can't poke the Pooh Bear too hard. Okay, I get it. I get that 100%, Mr. Man. But there is some shit we could do here. We could do better than this. Fuck me. Genshin Impact is not crazy deep. It has dark elements, but at the very least, there's a logical position and foreshadowing between pieces. Even if Genshin's never get into the dark elements of stuff, it can still get there. By the way, Girls Front Line had a character, a main character, a heroic character, set off a fucking dirty bomb, kill multiple people, including innocent children, families, and the destitute. And I am not kidding. That happened. That was in a Chinese fucking gacha game. They can do it. They just don't want to. I can understand sucking off the cock of like the Jade Tech Chinese area. Sure, understandable. It's China. You have to do it. But my God, my fucking God, not even any sense of logic. It's all, I thought it up on the spot and thought it was a good idea to have this been the story. Does that fucking mess with the other elements? I don't know. I don't care. It just feels good. That's what they're doing. Pooh Bear is scary. He is scary. The Chinese government is scary. Their censorship is scary and difficult to deal with. Just like it would be for a variety of things. I just think that they are lying about where they could go. And even if they weren't prepared to go to that darkness that I want them to go to, they could still do 1,000 times better than this, making logical, thought out, connected story events instead of this schizophrenic mess of fucking red string like tape on a corkboard. This makes no sense and is so poorly told that I need to shoot someone. Someone is probably me at this point. If I was writing this, I would have had Pavlova scream about how the rover should not let her die and not sacrifice herself. And yeah, right there. That would have been easy. Pavlova does that. You just sprinkle in a few elements earlier. Everything connects up. Fucking her wanting to save her cum box of like civilians and like people from her village is so less uninteresting than the idea of her wanting to save the fucking hero from doing something like sacrificing themselves. Because wouldn't that be a great juxtaposition? The hero, Rover, who, even though I'm annoyed with it, constantly goes through adventures so far, just breaking through ironclad rules and saying, don't sacrifice yourself. I believe in you. There's a better way forward. Then here comes Pavlova and says, that's what you're doing, motherfucker, and I'm gonna stop you with force. Like, wouldn't that be a much more interesting narrative? And we don't even need to get into Chinese censorship at that point. It's fucked up, man. Fucked up. Fucked up that they wrote this badass story. Like, well, not badass, like bad, and then followed by ass. Not as in badass. Let me just make that fucking clear. God, I haven't been this angry since the Carthier fucking one. Jesus. I view this, the Patreon, as testing waters. It gets darker in 3.0. I'm hoping to get there. I originally thought I was going to stop at the end of 2.0 area and make a review of this at like just on stream, like not on stream, sorry, on my VOD channel. But I've reached the point where it's like, no. I think I need to catch up to the modern area of Weathering Waves to make an informed, like, actual response to this, because I know a lot of people say from 3.0 on it gets amazing, and I need to see that. I need to see that, and I need to know whether or not they can overcome this pile of actual shit that I have come to assume is the writing team.
あなたこそ死の概念にとらわれて今も彫刻には至っていないでしょ
Our cooperation ends here. Can't we just make out? Let's just have lesbian sex on the couch. It'd be great.
これが私たちの終章の
Now do I have to fight her? Or is there going to be a cutscene? No, cutscene. No, okay. I don't understand why you want the battery so much. Like, I want the battery. What's so wrong with it? It's just a battery. It's not even that bad. It's literally just a fucking battery. Oh, ha ha. Oh, that stupid fucking... Yeah, kill that thing. I hate that thing so much. Yay! You shouldn't have bowed, you idiot. Why did you bow? You should have just jumped in there. Let me guess. Her friends betray her now. Yeah. Oh no, the gem, the fractals betray me. It would be nice if they killed her. I'd be impressed. But I think she's like some sort of immortal. Honestly, if they had have implied more about that, that'd be great. Because then we could have a cool reveal where like she gets stabbed through the chest and then comes back. Oh, look, I'm so sad. I'm so sad that I'm in this bad... Stop apologizing. Shut the fuck up. At the very least, be a villain to the end if you want to commit to it. God, I hate this so much. God, I hate it. You don't deserve all this beautiful animation, all these goddamn budget that have been put into this. God, an AI would have wrote a better story. An AI would have wrote a way better story. Oh, isn't that nice? She's got a nice smile. Kill her. Have her die. And I might forgive you. No, she's just gonna sink into the magical waters and be fine. Everyone betrayed me. Wow. The group that I just talked about how there's no loyalty between us, they betrayed me. That's true. They should have had the sword through. -1 Pavlova. Yeah. She's not dead though. You know she's not dead. If she was dead, I'd be impressed. Probably just a place to place souls because they don't want them to die or just sent into the random trials of death or whatever. God, I really hate this like Renacida area. I really wish we can get away from it. Oh, you're not dead? Yeah. Fenrico, at the very least, you're just like a one-track silly villain. At the very least, you don't. No one's tried too hard with you, even though they should have. It's not just a battery. That's another thing. That's the problem, though. I understand that like it's got like a fragment of the evil god in it and stuff. They really need to establish why I want it. As far as like they again, these are just minor things that I don't talk about as much anymore because the story just keeps going like this. So, but you need to tell me why I want this thing. But they really didn't establish it. As far as I was concerned, this was just random battery. If they, these comments are going to age like sour milk, I'm here for it. Maybe. And I hope they fucking do. And for a lot of the time, I think that the problem that I have here It's the thing, they never allow it. For example, let's say the silly little battery has some super valuable use here. Why didn't they add in a reason for me to get it? Like, it doesn't even be like the actual reason. Let's just say a mystery box reason. For example, like maybe the little fucking munchkin in my hand can say, we need to take that gem. That gem, I feel a dangerous energy from it. And if we had that, perhaps we could do this other thing that we've been trying to do. Or it could lead to grand destruction if left unchecked. We can't let it be used. Like, it doesn't need to be the actual thing they need it for later, but better than just, it's like a divine fragment that they want to use for something and you just don't want them to have it because you don't like them. Because that's what it really came across as. Really what it came across as here is Fenrico was doing evil shit with it, sure. What the fuck was Pavlova doing with it? What was she doing? What evil was she doing with the battery? Oh, she was getting her Tuplas and she was putting them in a funny jar. That was what she was doing. Who was being hurt by this? Was she going to sacrifice a whole city for it? No? Was she going to... Oh, was it going to tear apart the fabric of reality? Oh, no, it wasn't. Was she going to... Oh, maybe all the people in there are going to forever suffer. No? No, they're not? Oh. So I just stopped her because I want it. Oh, okay. There is the crux of it. Always shitty excuses. Never built up, never foreshadowed. Always sudden. It's always a vibe ship of I decided this at this moment, and I fucking hate it. The gem isn't the true heart of the problem. The false... Maybe that was explained here, actually. The false journeying paradise has created an illusion of everlasting peace, hiding the real source of the catastrophe. Okay, so he was a crazy. I'm gonna stop. I didn't know you unleashed the dark side. I just thought you were just going crazy and using dark evil powers and whatnot. The fluctuations from the paradise are not in Raguna, but in Septimond? I always see it, man. Okay, I need to go to that place to fight the big dragon again. Oh, that's right! That's right, the Caesar lady, Augustus and whatnot. I cannot reach that far, I must go on, find the solve of the crisis there. Only who abandon their faith to their homeland. Bye-bye, Fenrico. You were a very uninteresting villain and one track, mostly. Even if they tried to give you some depth at the last fucking second. Well, they did give him... I will give him one thing. They had, like, 2 or 3 scenes where they implied he was losing his mind and trying his best. But it wasn't for me, to be honest. Generally speaking, the zealots of the Order were very poorly done. And I really hate Abby. I hope they shoot her in the fucking face. That gate got sent me off to some lab. Good. I hope they would have sent you to the middle of a sun. Because I hate you. Goddamn mascot characters. Yeah, minus the mascot character. Fuck him. Fuck him. So what happened after that? Did we win? Fractus got away with the gem. And they literally have teleporting spells. By the way, I could just, like, you know, it's fine. I'll just stab him. Why didn't I mention that I stabbed a woman to the thing? I could impress him. Like, yeah, I killed someone. It was great. What's the big deal? After we search a gem, I need a search of the anomaly in Renesi. Okay, I thought we already... Whatever. The journey... Yeah, sure, whatever. That might be what the reason and what they are really after. Oh my god, the Fractius! We're actually gonna betray... They say this now. Do you want to make bets on when the next member of the Fractius turns out to be truly actually a good guy and on our side the whole time? Do we want to take bets? How, like, the bookman, yes, turns out that I actually was doing this because I have a village of people that died when I was young via a fiery death, and then, like, as he's trying to do it again, the gem gets stolen by the first guy, like the Scar guy. He's like, finally, I could use this to get back my youngest friends who died in a freak accident. Oh god, Withering Waves. Oh, okay. You posted a bit there, probably about some of the stuff. Let me get into this first. I'll get to the end of this, which I think we're at. Then I'll read the chat and I'll respond to them all. We'll end up over there. So if you, random lurker, have something to say it now. Yeah, let's go talk to her. She was really hot and had massive tits. That was the one good thing I liked about her. Yeah, let's go back. Sure. What's the wait? Light loose ends? Wait, what are we supposed to do? I thought we already murdered her. I mean, like, I know we didn't, but still. Oh, she's still alive. Is she gonna talk about how she was betrayed by the Fractus or something like that? Some bullshit like that? What's this? Am I gonna get a last fucking trip through memory lane? Your typing skills are very slow. Once I dreamed that we were dear to each other. I woke to find that we were strangers. We met once in a concert hall, lady! We met once in a fucking concert hall and never again. Unless you're about to show me that I have memories of that time and, like, we actually did have, like, a big old fucking time together and you just really badly did the fucking foreshadowing for it. Because as far as I'm concerned, you did the worst foreshadowing I've ever fucking seen. You didn't earn this. Shut the fuck up, Withering Waves. You didn't earn any of this emotional moments. You can sit here and be like, yes. Oh, look at her. It's so beautiful. I don't care. You didn't earn any of this. If Pavlova died, I feel better for her because she's out of this bad story. God, I would wish she'd be dead. Pavlova, I hope you're dead because then you're outside of this story and I can at least leave with the fact that they tried something. Once again, though, Withering Waves, excellent on the visuals. This should have ended with Yuri. We should have ended this with a tongue lashing between the two characters. What the fuck? They should have just made out. She's tricking her again, and she's actually a spooky ghost. Yeah, it's not the real one. It's the real one or something like that. Maybe she was gonna stab her or something. Boring. No, not boring. Sorry, that's wrong. Boring is not the right word. Unearned is the right word. There we go. All right, so we are done that major quest. I've said, I think, all that I really want to say. I think I've said all I really want to say about that part. Let me just have a look at the chat. On to next wife. Let me have a look at this. There are a few issues with the way you and newer players experience this. Most people playing the entire MSQ, I'm saying, main story quest, back to back, gives you the narrative, but the side quest, the world, and interactable things, the environment, flesh out a lot of things. A lot of things you're talking about. It doesn't make much sense when you aren't waiting like a month between each main story quest and immersing yourself in the game world. I get it though, it's a tall order for most people to play playing games anyway. So your comments are completely fair. That is a true point. I think that though is a negative thing that this gacha and other gachas, of course, do, and I think it's something that needs to be stopped. I believe that you could easily tell this story without the necessity of all of the side quests. And even with those side quests, I doubt they would have amounted to some of the things that I really like. Because I look at elements in this story, I look at the moments in these stories, and I see that you could easily foreshadow something. You could cut the fat here. You can structure this as a narrative. And you might be right that maybe they have structured this not around a solid narrative with all the side content supporting it, but as the side content and the main narrative as everything you need to play. Which I think is a very bad approach, if that's true. And even if it is true, I really do wonder if the side content could really make up for how I feel that they've characterized a lot of these characters and a lot of the kind of like unforced errors and a lot of very poor storytelling moments that come about, specifically with the greater lore for these characters. Like, for example, right at the end, we're talking about how they look at that moment right at the end with that text on the screen. They're trying to say, you and Pavlova were close and now you're strangers. But what did they do to show that? Did they really do that? Even back in chapter 1. They implied that they knew each other. But did they imply that there was a strong feeling there? No, they just kept it in the mystery box of like, who knows what's happening. And even as we got closer to this part, and we went through this major quest with her on this adventure, did they really imply like a big, deep thing between the two of them? Maybe in a little bit of a way, but they never went far enough into it. They didn't, for example, have, like I suggested, like that kind of cutscene where it's implied that they were together for a longer period of time. No, instead they had that very awkward, jarring conversation where I sit with her at a concert with 20 seats. We randomly talk about literally the plot we've just been going through, and then I leave. And then you say that we're close? I wouldn't even call us acquaintances. We are two people that met and talked for 5 minutes, and that was it. And while that might be in a big impactful moment for the character, perhaps, in general, it did not manifest we were someone who used to be close. And again, I think this falls back into the problem of the deeper lore elements that I've talked about. The jarring positions and they move between, the feeling of like, snap my fingers, I've decided this is the story now, clearly feel that way because the lore doesn't support it. We didn't have a rover who was an interesting character, who was sacrificed. We didn't see that sacrificial rover. We didn't see the personality-defined rover who killed herself in a sense of manner. Because as we said, like, that's memory is who you are. The first person to bring this up has been Pavlova. This has not been brought up at all before this. Like, while Shorekeeper, like, was sad about you leaving and coming back, was she sad that the old person was dead? No. Wasn't brought up at all. It was so badly done in that sense. There are a lot of these things, like these cutscenes, these beautiful cutscenes like the one we just had. They're lacking a foundation. All they are is the equivalent of looking at a really cool cutscene or animation from an anime and saying, wow, this anime is great. No, that cutscene, that animation is great. What built up to this? It's why I don't really like something like Solo Leveling. Solo Leveling, gorgeous, great fight scenes. Really don't like any of the narrative build up around it. Pisses me off. Boring as fuck. Unjustified. But you know, then again, and I'll say this and I'll say this again. I am the minority here. A lot of people prefer this. And my VODs on the channel that I put on my secondary VOD channel, a lot of people that do on there, there's a lot of, I get a lot of dislikes on those videos when I get a popular video where I talk about Wuthering Waves, because a lot of people are fans of Wuthering Waves who just don't see things how I do. And I get it. They'll tell me things about, oh, it's justified later. I'm like, but it's not justified now. It's not built up to now. They'll be like, oh, but later on they talk about... No. You're talking about something far in the future in a game that you had invested hours and hours and hours of your life in and money into. Of course, you're biased to like it. And I just feel that if I could change anything, it would definitely change the lore, most importantly, and secondarily, change up how that narrative, as you mentioned there before, change up how that main narrative is much more consistent, logical, foreshadowed, positions come into matter, and the way they tell their stories a lot better instead of this kind of vibe shift suddenness that you, as I've been told in the comments there before, that you need to play through side quests to potentially get the better out of it. I feel like those are just, a bad way to approach these narrative elements. You're overthinking the stories. WuWa is all about vibes to be the next wife. Yes, you are correct. I am overthinking the story. But I don't think that that's I think people who would tell me, oh, you're not thinking, it's just not that deep. that's fair. And I totally believe you. If I was watching something that wasn't trying to be deep. Because the thing is, whereas something that's not deep, like some silly comedy manga or silly joke anime, of course I don't need like, they didn't establish why he hit him over the head with that piece of paper and then everyone laughed about it. Oh, this is really shit. No, that is within their world, fine. But Wuthering Waves wants to be deep. It wants to be meaningful. Why do I keep mentioning unearned emotional moments? It's because it's trying to make those emotional moments without earning them. The environment artist did an amazing job. It's definitely true. Amazing job. The next chapters, 6.5 and 7, weren't the best story-wise, mostly just vibes. Looking forward to it. Especially since I know people say that this is a really good story. This, like, Pavlova's one was really good. And considering how I've reacted, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not looking forward to how I react in the next ones. Yes, Pavlova should ugly cry about how Rover left her and that she should be left the one who died and that day and seeing her face hurt like she lost her. Yeah. Unironically, yes. My heart would connect with that story. But this isn't that story. That's the story that some alternate universe has where Wuthering Waves became the greatest gacha in the world. Because the reason that I think Wuthering Waves will never be the greatest gacha, as much as it's great, as great as the visuals are, as great as the animation is, as good as all those things are, great as all those titties are,
yes.
You need to be a full package to reach the heights of like a true peak game. And you can't just be good in one area. You need to be good in multiple areas, or at least passable. And Wuthering Waves has the hole in the middle of its chest that is its story. Pavlova's patch mainly manifested a debate between who was morally right or who was morally wrong, Pavlova or Rover. The entire community in Wuthering Waves is divided on this for months. Obviously, as I've gone through, I'm clearly just more against Wuthering Waves as a story right now. Like, I have problems with it, but if I was to try and take it more seriously in the ethics of it, and like try and put aside my own issues with the narrative and how it builds up both those sides, I think I fall on the side of Pavlova. Because, as stated right now, all I did was deny Pavlova a magical device to make her friends real in her little fantasy world. I don't think that's justified. At the very least, though, I will give some credence that Pavlova is a murderer. And while she never murdered anyone that actually had any consequence, she did harm some NPCs in chapter 1 or whatever. And she's part of a terrorist organization. If I am truly like some sort of police force or some sort of like controlling force, I could see justifying myself taking it away to try and control Pavlova in a stop being evil and maybe I'll give you the stone, or in a I want you to stop being bad now type thing, you know? But in general, I would say Rover was in the wrong in a on the face, in the heat of the moment, two sides, which is better use of this gem. And from what I understand from this point on, because like for X, maybe later on they turn out the gem is, like I said, it's the worst evil in the world, and Pavlova had a unit, everything's bad, and you know, some bullshit like that. But and as it stands on its face, the Rover is in the wrong, and furthermore, the Rover has the personality of nothing. They have the personality of good guy being good, which is inferior to a more interesting character like Pavlova, despite the fact that Pavlova, in my opinion, is underutilized, poorly established, and like disconnected from a lot of like narrative elements where she really should be connected to. God, now I'm getting mad. I'm mad myself. Who chose to have Peak Tragic Yuri? Yes, Peak Tragic Yuri was right here. Oh yeah, how? They could have had Peak Tragic Yuri. Now, they wanted Pavlova to be in love or be close to the main character, and they wanted to be a tragic break between the two. But instead, they made Pavlova focus on these little people in the cum jar instead of her relationship with the Rover. I think it would have been a much more narratively cohesive story if that was what was going. But then, of course, you might argue that then what's the gem and the whole narrative needs to change up. And I'm like, I don't care. What you need to tell me is how these connect together. And I think it just would have been a way better fucking narrative emotionally and thematically if Pavlova's position would have been tragic Yuri. Tragic that a person she cared for is dead. and the person who did it is the person themselves. And this new rover is not the rover, but looks like the rover that she knew. You know, a different person, a personality, a life was lost. But no one treats it like that. And even now, at the end, when they decided to introduce those elements somewhat with Pavlova's story, it doesn't hit. Because once again, none of this is foreshadowed. Everything is vibe coded on the moment. I'm telling you right now, Wuthering Waves, and I've read an interview. So this is not me lying or me making a sense. I read an interview where the actual devs and the writing team of Wuthering Waves stated openly they do not think about logic before vibes. They think of how they want the characters, how they want the player to feel in the moment, not the logic of the situation. I am not kidding that it's actually a line from these people who made Wuthering Waves. And I think that is fundamentally, while Wuthering Waves will always have its following, it will never be one of the greats. And I'm sorry to say that. It might make money, but in my opinion, Wuthering Waves will never be one of the greats, as it has a fundamental problem with its writing team. A fundamental problem that I believe goes deeper than the callousness of trying to make money as a gacha game. I think there's a problem there that they can't fix. And at this point, I don't think they want to, because they've accepted what they are. Mediocre. When it comes to narrative, at least. The crux of the debate falls upon whether or not you, as a person, would be responsible for things that your past self did, or a version of yourself that no longer had those memories now. The past version of yourself and the real guilt, but the one also in some way morally responsible for some kind of global sense of your knowledge and you are the present tense. I understand that. Once again, obviously, I have to pull back to the fact that they really do a terrible job of establishing the difference between past and current rover. And I do understand the position. I think, if the crux of the issue is like the promise, well, I made fun of that promise myself. It wasn't, but here's the big thing. The promise, as written, wasn't a promise to, I'm going to help you bring your friends back. It was a promise to see the story. Because at that point in time, if we take verbatim, like, let's be clear, if we take verbatim that the 2-minute meeting they had was the moment where they apparently became more than strangers and forever crossed cups as true brothers or sisters, in this case. If we take that verbatim and we don't think about the stupidness of that, and that the 2 minutes that they randomly talked is that important, the promise in that conversation was to come back and watch her concert. There was no explicit, oh, you want to bring back to life your friends? No. She had watched a concert of a woman who was very deeply disturbed about a loss she had. And the rover then said, my promise is to come back and watch, and I hope, you can do a more beautiful concert and, you do beautiful music. That was the extent of their interactions as people. There was not a, I'm going to help you make your friends come back to life in a gem and some form or another of immortality, and I'll be there to support you all the way. So unfortunately, I can't really engage with the ethics and morality of the situation because I need to add 5,000 caveats to the fact that the story is written by a schizophrenic 14-year-old. And I think that's a big problem. It's a big fucking problem, and it's hard to get over. So while I personally fall on Pavlova's side for those elements, in a more abstract sense, is the old version responsible for, is the current version responsible for the old version? I think I have to detach myself from the narrative of Wuthering Waves here for a moment. Just not think about how badly and poorly or built up it is. But I think the fact that they were basically the same... Oh, God, I'm going back to the narrative, but I have to. The fact that they were basically the same person in both individual instances, and on top of that, the fact that the main character is literally a god of this world, an unironic god who made a promise, I think they should follow through. If you're a god, you have those responsibilities, especially if they consider themselves the same person, which I believe the rover does. The rover considers themselves the same person. There's no difference. It's not like the old version of the rover is a cloak and dagger beast who was manipulating the world for their ultimate goals, and the rover's like, what did I do before? Who was I? How could I do that? No. The rover from before and the rover from now is the exact same person. And that's it. There's no development beyond that. You're just the same person. And I think that, yeah. I think rather than arguing about the ethics of the situation, I think I'd rather argue about the ethics of shooting the writing team, but here we are. But thank you for hanging out. I know I spent a little bit longer on this stream than I usually do. I'm usually headed off by now and let you all exist in your own worlds. But I do appreciate you guys hanging out. I'll be throwing this up on the VOD channel, and any of the new people came along, make sure you check out the main channel, because that's where I do all my big shit, my reviews and stuff. But I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful evening, and I'll catch you tomorrow, where I think we'll do some Metro. I think we'll play some Metro tomorrow. Just want a little break. Not a big break, just 1 or 2 streams of Metro. Can get to the end of Metro and come back. It should have been Yuri. It should have been Yuri. Catch you in the next one.